I suppose I can turn on my camera and start my audio checks and video checks. All that good stuff. Hello to you guys for being in here early. I appreciate you dropping on in. I guess that's a fitting time as any to be doing your taxes. It's while you're getting a drink on. Let me fix that chat. There we go. Look how much better that looks. For those of you who are watching this later. My oh my oh. Where is everyone tonight too? I know we're doing a pre-roll right now, but it would be nice to see everyone else's beautiful faces pop on in here. And if you like the graphics, and if you want a hand building something like this for your show or your production, just let me know. I give out free tutorials on how to do stuff like this, because it's fun. Hello, Roger. Hello, Mindy. Mindy, be safe tonight, please. I know you got a lot of crazy weather stuff going on out there, so I hope you're safe and well. Hello to you as well, Pam. How are you tonight? Sorry I haven't gotten back to you. I've had quite a bit going on in my personal life, but isn't that always just the norm? You ever have one of those days where you just don't feel like wearing a button-up shirt? It's one of those days for me right now. Hello to you, Landshark, as well. Thanks for tuning in. And Adam, both of you guys. Both of those guys have YouTube channels as well, so make sure you take a moment and check them out. I know me and Landshark, we are going head-to-head right now on subscribers. I think he is the closest creator to me right now within this community. I think he's just a couple of subscribers off of me. Let me see where he's at right now. Landshark, 1,129, going up against my, what am I at, 1,126? I think we are 3 subscribers apart from each other. So maybe wait until we're 2 subscribers apart right now. I'm at 1,127, so maybe after the pass, then after I pass him, then you can go subscribe to him. Or we could just have 2 people unsubscribe, and then that would tie us up. You know, I'm just saying. Do we have to do a live sub update like PewDiePie? You know what? Here, let me unhide this. How come I can't? Oh, let me show the comment. Sorry, it blocked it automatically because it looked at like it was spam. But I don't know if we can get Flare TV to do a live competition for us lowly YouTubers in the 1K range. Hello to you as well, Beth. Sorry, I didn't see that comment until just now. We are in our pre-show for anyone tuning in right now, wondering what the heck is going on. We got an interesting show tonight, guys. I'm going to be honest. It's going to be a lazy show. Oh, no, we're having some internet issues already, too. Looks like it's going to be one of those troublesome nights tonight with the internet. It does not look like it wants to stabilize. So we're going to do our best to try and make sure everything's smooth. And if we need to, we'll change some settings throughout the show. We just got a lot of tech running now to maintain the show. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 different pieces of tech managing the show right now. So it's a little heavy drain on the computer to get everything going. Usually the CPU was running at 8%, now it's running at 15%, so it's desperately trying to keep up with with what's going on right now. And if you guys haven't, go subscribe to PewDiePie. We need to make sure that America's representing against T-Series right now. It's very important. Landshark just made a clip to another content creator for a project they are working on. Always nice to collaborate. Was that Jason that you submitted a clip to? Jason Static? Because I know he had a project that he was looking for stuff on. Howdy, Prairie. Always happy to have you. That's Sean Herrick, owner of Prairie Grit. Always nice of him to pop on in. Auction Professor. I'm actually going to be talking about him tonight. Yeah, nice guy. Curious what you submitted into him. I haven't caught all of his content, but he is one of the like, I think he may be the only other reseller that makes content that I actively watch. Yeah, he's exceptionally knowledgeable. There's no doubt about it. Like, he's very sharp with what he does. I do want to watch more of his content and get a better feel for him. I've emailed him a couple of times. I don't think I have him on Facebook yet, but yeah, he's a very, very sharp guy, and I certainly I consider him a news outlet for what I do when I'm sourcing my information. You know, obviously you go through e-commerce bites, you go through, you know, your CNN for e-commerce news, but I also touch base and look at Auction Professor's content as well. I haven't looked at his store, but I know he knows his stuff, especially when it comes to antiques and collectibles. Hola Perth, hola Robin. If it's your first time watching, feel free to say hello. There's nothing but a lot of love in the comments. We're just getting our warm-up going before we get the show going. I think I might even turn on a fan. If I can reach it. Ah! Sorry guys, my wrist is all jacked up right now. If you can hear that fan blowing too, let me know and I'll adjust it slightly. Oh, by the way, I did give you a shout out on my show this past Wednesday. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. If you ever want to do some type of collab, you ever want to jump on my show and let people know about who you are and what you're doing, or if you want me to come on over to your channel and do something over there, just let me know. I'm going to take a peek at your channel right now, because I don't think I have. I don't want to sound like a horrible person, but taking a look. Hey, how about you shove me inside that featured channel? I see you got Wade's Venture and you got Rockstar Flipper over there. A lot of live streams from what I'm seeing. I absolutely love the wallpaper in your house. And I'm not being like satirical. I really like that. Like, it looks like original to the house. It's awesome looking. Just hear music in me. Awesome. Perfect. You hate it? I think it looks great. I mean, it's period specific. I mean, what is it? 60s? Late 60s, early 70s? 80s. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. But I mean, everything looks correct. Like, the drapes match with the, like, not match with the wallpaper, but it kind of adds to that overall. Do it, Land Shark. I dare you. No, I'll see if you ever resub again too. So that's gonna be my goal tonight. Is going to be able to get to 1,130 tonight, so that way I can pass you up. If you haven't subbed yet, there's 15 of you watching. Can I get 3 of you? If you haven't, which I doubt it, because I mean, if you're here, you're here for the right reason. You're here because I'm cool. I don't know why some of you guys watch my show. I mean, obviously there's some news and we learn some stuff together and we have a good time, but man, there's so much great content out there. So many great content creators out there. So Jay, did that girl sell that cookie on eBay? That actually wasn't my post. That was oh god, who was it? I sent her a message and thanked her for posting on the page. She has big brown hair, really pretty hair too. But yeah, that wasn't my post, but I doubt they sold for 150 bucks because there's a lot of full cases still available at stores, and I don't know. And there's also a lot of Game of Thrones cookies available on eBay and Amazon. I don't think it's ever going to be anything that's going to spike up. I mean, if they did limited batch or something, maybe, but or if they were smart and they did something like they used to do back in the 90s and maybe included like a single promotional trading card. When was the last time you saw trading cards stuck inside of cereal or stuck inside of other food items? But if they jam something like that in there, look at the Pokemon cards that were inside of the boxes of cereal, and all of the shelves got completely wiped out, and the Pokemon cards are going for like $4 a pack, but even in quantity. So if you have 100, you can get like 400 bucks for all of them. And people were just opening the cereal, pulling out the cards, donating the cereal out, and turning a profit on the cards, which is absolutely nuts. Looking for blueberry Oreos. They are limited. I would eat some blueberry Oreos. Quick question for everyone. What was the last flavor of Oreo that you had that was non-standard? The last one I had was lemon, and those bad boys are good. But you guys know how many calories are in Oreos? It is obscene. It's like 150 calories for 2 Oreos. They call that a serving too. Have you ever seen the packs in Japan too? The packs come 6 or 8 Oreos to a pack. That's one of their largest sizes, I believe. And you just take it home and you share them with the family. Pistachio. That sounds delicious too. I love pistachios. I'm gonna be honest with you guys tonight too. You might get a different Jay tonight. I'm gonna try and keep my energy up, but dealing with some nonsense, stupid people, and then I also I hurt my wrist a little bit earlier today, so I got it braced right now. Hopefully, I'll be able to take it off within, I don't know. Hopefully, I'll be able to take it off halfway through the show when I actually start getting to the items that I need to look at. But it's just really frustrating. I got back to weights for the first time since I moved here. I switched from doing weights maybe 2 times a week to doing predominantly rock climbing, and I don't think my wrist was ready for me to start doing push-ups again. Push-ups, pulls, hangs, stuff like that. I think they use palm oil. There's palm oil in everything nowadays, and apparently there's this thing about making sure that you get sustainably sourced palm oil. I guess there's some palm oil that's just ravaging forest and stuff like that in South America. I don't know. Kettle corn Oreos, I would eat those. Yeah. Money for Mars. You are not too late. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We're in an epic battle right now against Landshark Picker for that. What are we like, number 40 and 50, 40 and 41 within this category, aiming for that number 1 spot, going for that W. I think I need more caffeine tonight, guys. Adam, you got to get to that 1K mark. I'm going to say this before we start too, guys. Quality. I genuinely attribute the growth that I've had here on YouTube. Like, obviously, like, I had a great opportunity to be on with Bearded Picker during the Bearded Live show. And I've noticed that some creators can go on the show and they might pick up, 50 to 100 subs. When I went on that show, I picked up nearly 500 subs over the course of the next 2 weeks because of that show. And I think it's because I brought a whole lot of information to the table regarding Vero and really displayed myself as an expert. And then I made sure that my presentation was really strong. And, every time I come on air, I try and put on a nice shirt, get fresh showered. I even put cologne on before I come on because it's all about just kind of feeling that certain level of success and, being in that right state of mind. And then I put a ton of effort into actually building each episode of the show. So even the intro that's going to be coming after the countdown timer, I recut the intro late last night to get that done. Whoa, look what we got here. Prairie Grit coming to the table with a $20 super chat. Let's pick Jay up from his tough day. And you know what? We might even talk about why later. Today is a tough day. But what we are going to be, we're going to be talking about a lot of things tonight. But thank you, Sean, for that. I truly appreciate it. You got no idea. It gets us one step closer to our eBay Open 2019 goals, and does put a smile on my face. I'll squander it on some Pizza Hut later. No, I'm kidding. It's all going towards the eBay Open fund. Adam, I smell fantastic right now. Thank you. and everyone say hello to Sean. Here's the thing too. If you guys don't know this, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw this out there right now. Go subscribe to Sean's channel, the Prairie Grit channel. I'm featured in a couple of videos on that channel, and there's a training video that I made myself. But Sean was telling me that he wants to launch a new show, and we're looking for resellers who want to come on the show and come hang out with him and maybe hang out with me. And if you'd be interested in being a part of that, go subscribe to his channel. That way you can stay in the loop. And if you want to be on the show, message the Prairie Grit page on Facebook and say, hey, I want to be a guest on your show. I have some valuable information to share. We'll see what we can do for you. But I'm excited about it because, Sean's a cool guy. And if you haven't seen Sean's music video, and I'm not kidding, go check out his music video. I don't know where we have it online. It's on my personal page, my personal Facebook. It's also on my personal business page, facebook.com/Game Store Fresno, which is my old game store that I used to run. But yeah, Sean is a music personality. It's a great music video. It makes my day. Like whenever I'm in a bad mood, like I will literally put it on, and I'll watch it. And it's really good stuff. And there's a lot, believe it or not, there's some inspiration from that music video that he made that inspired me to get a little more out there on my outro. Those of you who don't know, every week I recut the outro. I take something that I learned in the world of editing and I try and apply it to my outro. And I try and do something just a little bit different than what everyone else is doing. Mindy, you need to make one, Jay. Yeah, I'm down. Let's make a music video. Let's do it. Let's do a dance video. Let's really crush it. Make something special. Oh, Tim, I will be listening tonight. The watching. Yeah, Tim Russell, awesome guy, sent me in a package. I'm really excited about it. I got it over here. I'll be opening it on air later tonight. I will not be forgetting. I even brought a knife to make sure that I can. If you love me and you want to send in a package as well, have it opened on air, let me know. Oh, those of you who don't know, we still have a pile of Amazon boxes that we will be giving away. Mindy, just remind me later if you're available or somebody else, and we will be giving those away. And then I also have some other giveaway items tonight that I'm really excited about. They're very interesting. Adam Exploits, I thought this song was copyrighted. Do you pay royalties to use it? This is actually royalty free, believe it or not. And then we do make minor alterations if need be to be able to use certain music under fair use. And if you need assistance finding royalty-free music, let me know. But as of right now, we haven't had any issues with this. We did have some issues with other music earlier, but here's the thing, even if you pay for royalty usage, you can still run into problems. If the music gets acquired by a different music company, it can actually void out your royalty arrangement. And some of the other things too is I do a little bit of sampling, and then I also do some remixes on the music as well. I'll drop into GarageBand and do some magic to them if need be, but this is a good one. Thank you for sharing that, Roger. Let me go ahead and pop that up there. This is copyright free music, obviously. This is we don't have any affiliation with that, but make sure you verify. I've been to sites too that say this is copyright free or royalty free, and then it'll still get dinged later. There's also a thing too with minor variations on songs to where it'll sound almost identical, but certain different instruments are used versus the original one. It's like so close. My eBay revealed one video that I put up actually got copyright struck within minutes of being put online, even though I used what I thought was the royalty-free version of a song, but it was a slightly different rendition made by someone else, and that's why it got striked. So I had to pull it down and re-upload it. So we got a hello to you, Jan Simpson, as well. Hello to the 26 of you who are watching. My iPad couldn't handle it. Well, welcome back. Hey guys, are we ready to do that thing that we do each and every week where I press the play button and we do our intro and then we go into the show? I mean, can we get some likes? Get some likes for the recut intro. I fixed the logos. That's what I changed. And one other thing. We'll see if you notice. If anyone notices, bonus cookies to you. Let's get this party started. Where is my music? Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can figure out where my music is, because that music is vital to the program. Hold on one second. I want to find it really quick. Where did that music go? My gosh. Guys, can you envision poppy and fun music for me really quick, because it's absolutely missing right now. Wow. Okay. So, what is going on, guys? My name is Jay Kraft with the Facebook group Bowl Around Pickers Lounge, and I'm here today for the Sunday Reseller Roundup. Today is April 14th, 2019, And we have a awesome show in store for you today. We're going to be talking about eBay and the potential for unlimited listings coming to the platform. We're going to be looking at domestic as well as international. We're going to be talking a little bit. I got some stuff that's slightly concerning for me regarding that. On top of that, we're going to be looking into a massive data breach that happened with eBay. Now, you don't necessarily have to worry it right now. Don't go ahead and run to your computer and start changing passwords or anything, but we just have some concerning stuff. And it's really interesting to see what happened with this, and we'll be talking about it a little bit later. On top of that, we're going to be talking about which platforms teens are using to do a predominant amount of their online shopping. And I know what you think the obvious answer is, which you're probably right, but there's some other tidbits of information in there that are certainly worth taking away from the site. And on top of that, we have an absolute ton of items that I picked up this week. And I want to show them to you because I have Amazon orders waiting to go out the door that I'm a handful of items short on. And I would like to get the rest of my office space back. We have about 4 full bins of items to go through. So this show is either going to be 2 hours because I get tired, or it's going to be 3 hours because I'd like to get everything done. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I have a ton of stuff. And I really would like to know where my music went to. So thank you everyone so much for taking the time to be here this evening. I understand how busy it can be to be out here on a Sunday, but we are going to make the most of this night, music or no music, and have a great time. Thank you so much to Prairie Grit for leaving that super chat earlier at the $20 value. And again, look at that. We got another one. Thank you, Beth Bryant, for jumping on in. Let's start the show right. Happy Sunday. Here's a little support for the amazing content. You know what's really amazing? You. Thank you so much for donating that. It really helps us out. Our rolling ticker up at the top is at $171.96 on track. Not even close to on track, but we're trying to get to $3,000 to cover our eBay Open 2019 budget. Thank you again to Beth. Your name is going to appear right down here at the bottom of the screen for the remainder of the show. How cool is that? And if we had music, it would be playing as well. So thank you to the 31 of you who are here tonight to join us for tonight's show. And also thank you so much to our moderators, Pam and Mindy. Mindy, be safe tonight. I know you got some bad weather out there. She's dealing with some tornadoes that are barking up her tree right now. Last week, we spoke about updates regarding PayPal, Facebook groups, and some stuff going on with the Retail Revival program. I got a lot of backlash. I really did. I wasn't expecting the amount of backlash I got for my video. People thinking that I was sensationalizing stuff and making things a bigger deal than it was. I got a ton of dislikes on it. I was really confused as to where this was coming from because I've done due diligence. I've done a lot of research into this. You guys think that I'm a little bit crazy with the Retail Revival, and I told you I'd give you a little bit of an update, but I'm going as far as reaching out to the mayor of Akron to try and figure out exactly what's going on. And I've actually spoken with 2 different stores that represent the Retail Revival program and messaged over another 15 more. And surprise, surprise, turns out that after I built the spreadsheet, that 50% of the stores that participated in the Retail Revival program are gone. A little crazy, huh? And let's go and talk about the rest of them. None of them succeeded. I know that sounds a little bit sensational, but I will have more coming up on that. And just like with the eBay Revealed video part 1 that I did, we covered 2 topics on that one. The first one we covered the dangers and pitfalls that came with promoted listings, as well as the conversion over to ADN. And then we also talked about what is it called? SpeedPack, the company owned by eBay and Citibank, and how they were partnering together to help Chinese sellers onshore inventory. Well, in part 2, we're going to be talking about the failure of the eBay Retail Revival program, and I want to say I'm going to try and put a nice light on it because there are a lot of people who are very invested into the program, who believe highly in it, which I want to believe highly in it as well. So I'm going to do my best to keep that as a bit of a softball. I don't want to go too hard on them. We're going to be talking about that, and then we're also going to be talking about something really crazy happening regarding fees in international countries, and we're going to touch base on that a little bit later. So this week has been an interesting one for me. Those of you who follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Bolarama, may have noticed I put up some very, very awesome photos, and then I also did about a half-hour-long live stream at a really, really cool antique mall. And it all started out a little bit random, I suppose. I woke up a little bit late on Tuesday and I decided that I wanted to head out to the swap meet with Daniel. And I look outside and the weather's a little bit choppy, a little bit windy, but I didn't think too much of it. I said, hey, let's just gear up, let's head out. We got to get some items because that's what we do each week. And the thrift stores in this town have been pretty pitiful, and it had me a little bit worried, to be quite frank, that my initial expectations of this town and what I thought I could get out of it weren't going to be the reality. As I started going to Goodwills and Salvation Armies, I started seeing the same thing that everyone else talks about seeing. They said that their stores just aren't producing at the same level that they used to produce at because, well, a handful of factors. We have stores that are moving inventory online. We have stores that are hiding inventory, saving it for employees getting first grabs. Sometimes I'm not even making it from the truck to the front door of the store. And it became problematic, to say the least. I really felt like I was going to struggle out here. And then obviously there's plan B, plan C, plan D. You know, we're talking about going to yard sales, swap meets, trade shows, specialty shows, running ads online, reaching out to specialty vendors. There's a lot of ways to solve your own problem. But if you're like me and you just enjoy thrifting, this was a big issue. So what do we have to do? We had to go to swap meets. So every Tuesday we get dressed and we head out to the swap meet, and we're not those eager beaver people that get out there at 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning. We show up at 10 o'clock because there's plenty of money to go around, and if you know what you're doing, you can get there at 10 o'clock and you can still pull a couple $100s worth of profit out of the place. So we head on down to the swap meet, 10 o'clock, and there's a massive dust storm going on and gusts about 40 miles an hour, and everyone's packing up. Really, really frustrating. So we cruise a little bit further down the street and we say, whatever, let's just go to the Goodwill up the way. And we go through there and we do our walk around, and lo and behold, we get nothing again. And this was really surprising to me because before I moved here to Bakersfield, I noticed that the Goodwills were fine. I was making plenty of money and I had no issues with them. But after I moved here, it seemed like the game had really changed. And I was able to look at the price tags to be able to see the date that the inventory hit the shelves. Tyler Nichols, or Nichols, Tyler Nichols, we'll just say Tyler. Tyler, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Your support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to leave a comment with it, don't be afraid to, guys. Feel free to hit that little gray $sign. You can leave a special message that'll show up and I'll be able to read it throughout the show. So things had really changed. Not only did the dates change on the tags, because I used to be able to see the tags and say, when I first surveyed the area, and be able to look and know that the items had been there for over a month or over 2 weeks. And I knew that the stores weren't being worked and it wasn't too big of a deal for me. Well, after I got there, everything changed with the price tags. I didn't see older tags on quality goods anymore. Somebody else had started working the area. And to compound the problem even further, when I started going to the post office to dump off my packages, because we haven't established a solid relationship with our post person, let alone gotten to the point where we're doing enough weekly volume to justify them doing daily visits here, I started seeing piles and piles of eBay packages inside of the dump bins at the post office. So I knew something had changed. But we leave that thrift store and I say, you know what, let's just putz around and see what we can find. Why? Because when we go on our cell phones, our mobile devices, the things that are supposed to aid in our process of finding thrift stores, nothing was to be found. The stores out here do not post their businesses online. It blows my mind. That is an absolute death blow to any business to sit there and say, I don't need to be on Google. You are nuts. Absolutely nuts. So we start cruising down the street and I see this absolute hole in the wall. Not a store. I'm surprised I even noticed it was open, and I only saw junk piled up against the window. I overshoot it, pull that bad boy back, jump on inside the store and start walking around. All I found was a pack of Playboy cards, which, let's be honest, they're not going to make their way to eBay. Nice cards, no nudity, good quality cards though. I strike a conversation with the owner because that's just what you do. I even got his business card. Let me see if I can fish this bad boy up. It's called A Dream Shared. Pretty horrible business card. Good stock, nice gloss on the front. Unfortunately glossed on the back. I'm very judgmental of business cards. I really am. Decent, okay? So I talk with him and he says, hey, there's this cool place up the way. Sorry, my lighting is all over the place. I'm still trying to sort that out. So I talk with him and he says, hey, there's this cool place up the street. Okay, it's called Junkatique. I'm like, really? This isn't on Google either. We cruise up the street and we go over to Junkatique. really, really nice place. Has a lot of selection. It's an indoor thrift store, and I work my way to the back of the store, and I run into these two older gentlemen, and I love talking with older collectors, resellers, antiquers, you name it. I love it. Respect your elders. If you're my age and you aren't sitting down and talking with people in their 50s and 60s about their hobby and getting inspired by the passion that they have for this field, you are missing out. Because if you feel demotivated and you don't feel like going out and working, sit down and talk with these people. Ask them, what's the greatest thing you've ever found? What was the funnest day you ever had thrifting? What do you think about the place right, what do you think about this place that we're thrifting in right now? And then one of the biggest questions you can ask them, other than how's your day going, is, do you know of any other spots around here that you think might be worth going to? And it's a great question to ask because, like I said, there's a lot of places that aren't on Google. So if you're not doing that, add that to your list of things to do. And he says, you know what? There's a Woolworths up the street. It's 3 stories tall. They have a lot of stuff in there, and they have a diner. Really? They have a diner. It's like, and in my head, you know what I'm thinking? It's like, there's a diner on the front. You eat your food, and then maybe you walk through some doors, and it's just going to be, hodgepodge. Because I'm from Fresno, and our our antique stores, they're kind of, they're not that hot. They're not that exciting. I show up at the place, and we posted pictures online of this as well. Beautiful diner off to one side, antique mall off to the other. Absolutely amazing. Amazing experience. Had a fantastic burger. Went over, did some fantastic shopping. I strongly recommend you check it out. And I talked with them. Turns out it was one of the last Woolworths in America that still has the original diner inside of it. And we shot some fantastic footage there as well. And I wanted to share this with you because none of this would have happened if I didn't stop and pause and try and be a good person with other people who wanted to be a good person to me. Okay? So stop and try and build some of these connections and ask valid questions, especially if you're working in a new town, and be ready to embrace great opportunity when it comes your direction and have a little bit of fun, guys. Seriously, I see some of the posts that are going on online, and I did a little shit posting earlier today on my own my own Facebook page, the Bowl-O-Rama page, talking about some of the nonsense that people post. Oh, what's going on with this? And they don't give you the specifics or anything like that. Post up something fun. Go to someplace new. Go do something different. Not only did I have a fantastic time while I was there and get some really, really great information, I got permission to film, which means that I'm going to have the opportunity to come back in the future, bring my microphone, bring some cameras, maybe even have somebody there to assist me with the shooting, and I'm going to build together a video. Give me about 30 to 60 days, talking and showcasing the history of that Woolworths location and why I think it's so darn fantastic. Definitely stay tuned for that in the future. And if you missed it this week, guys, I put out a video talking about how to mature your eBay account. So if you're a brand new seller to the platform and you're looking to bulk up your feedback up to 100 within 48 hours, make sure you check out that video. It is highly edited. If you enjoy the editing, let me know. Those are not easy. Those 12-minute videos take 2.5 hours to edit, even when I'm going my absolute hardest. Take a look at some of these comments. Watch old people tag on 50s. Yep. I'm sorry, but if you're 20 years my elder, I will call you old. So that's just how it is. Adding or claiming your business on Google My Business, Google My Shopping Business, click Get on Google. Yep. Thank you, Key Webco, for that information. If you haven't checked out Key Webco, he has a fantastic business under his belt. I actually checked out his store earlier this week. I went to his actual main site and saw some of the items that he was selling. It looks like a compilation of different items from around the web, but there's a little bit of everything in there. So if you're bored and you're looking for a different place to check out and shop, definitely take a peek at his store. Feel free to drop a link if you'd like as well, Roger. Always welcome here in the chat. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and stop and thank our patrons for helping keep our show on the air. Those of you who do not know, patreon.com/Bowl-O-Rama is the one place you need to go to be able to help support our show on a month-by-month basis. Just like PBS, our show is supported by people just like you. So big extra special thank you to Pam, Matthew, Pamela, Ashley, Anna, and Joe for all the support that you bring to this channel. It is greatly appreciated, and an extended thank you to everyone else who's helped keep us on the air. I know some of you guys have come, and I know some of you guys have gone. over the last 30 to 60 days. But whether you were here in the past or whether you're here now, always thank you for your support. So without further ado, let's go ahead and slide on into some news. eBay is bringing unlimited listings to the USA? Question mark? I don't know. That's what they're talking about right now. Excuse me. So that's what they're saying. I've done some digging around. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Auction Professor. He was one of the first people that I saw who brought light to this issue. He also referenced blog.linden.com to help find a list of all the different eBay sites throughout the world. So those of you who don't know, if you punch in eBay.HK, for instance, it'll bring you over to the Hong Kong site, or eBay.CN will bring you to the China site. And some of these sites operate a little bit differently than others. So what we're seeing here on the left is ebay.com.au, which is our Australian counterpart site. And what's really funny is when you go to that site, and you're looking to log into it, and once you get in there and it says your name up on the side, it doesn't say hello Jay or welcome Jay or good afternoon Jay. You know what it says? It says good day Jay. And that's how they welcome you on the Australian side. I found it kind of interesting. So as you're going to see below, you're going to see some subscription fee cost, and there's something a little bit different going on. The Anchor store, which used to be, I believe, 25,000 listings, has now moved up to 250,000 listings for all intensive purposes, is unlimited. And I had to go through and dig up these slides, and I'll be very honest with you, it is exceptionally difficult to navigate these international sites. And I'm not saying that because of the language barrier, I'm saying that because that is eBay making things very, very difficult on people to be able to get this information. So the Anchor store is listed at 549 Australian dollars, which is approximately 400 US dollars, which would essentially get you unlimited listings for all intensive purposes, here in the States. And they're talking about the rollout. This is something that's happened in Germany and Australia. Germany is generally the first test market, from what Auction Professor was saying. I've found Australia to at times be the first test market on different things in the past. I could definitely see it being a give and take. If you haven't checked out his content, I strongly recommend you do, because here's the thing. I'm a smart guy, okay? Auction Professor is exceptionally sharp with what he does. I have nothing but great things to say about the content he produces. I would love to be able to work with him on something in the future, but man, this guy knows his stuff. He was the first one, like I said, to bring this to light. Now, there are other locations that are doing a similar thing as well for a similar price point too. And we're going to be keeping our eyes open over the next 30 to 60 days. But if I am a gambling man, I'm going to expect that this information comes to America during the spring seller update. And notice I said spring seller update, not early spring seller update. We're going to be getting two within the first half of this year, so I expect that to be rolled out then. For many people, this is going to be a massive discount over the previous Anchor pricing, and I think it might be a gateway opportunity for a lot of people who have been looking to get into that concierge level of service, or who had maybe been scared away by previously much, much more expensive packages. And remember, I believe they rolled out an intermediary tier here in America 2 updates ago, but I don't know. I think this is going to be the next alternative. $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Sean. Truly appreciate it. Let's play a game. Top of the last super chat. I'd super chat $10. Someone super chat more than $10, and the next more, and so on and so forth. I'll take a super chat of any amount, because it always helps in the end. It all goes to the same place. I really want to be able to get out there to eBay Open and not have to worry about things. I started looking into more equipment today, lights and stuff like that, and it's going to be an expensive venture. I actually ended up returning the cameras that I purchased previously. One, I was having an overheating malfunction issue with one of the cameras. It was just essentially dead stock. I'm not going to say that it's because it got slammed during delivery because it wasn't padded correctly. If you missed that video, you need to go back and watch it. I had $600 worth of cameras packed with trash shipped out to me. Yeah, so that was a frustrating thing. But thank you, Sean, so much for the $10 super chat. If you haven't checked out the Prairie Grit channel, definitely make sure you check that out too. Pam, go ahead and let that one go through. I went ahead and gave him permission for that link, so we'll go ahead and push that one on through. But yeah, so as I was saying, expect it to come to America. It's only a matter of time, and expect I don't know, maybe a couple other changes. I'm going to bring up a next slide. Now, this is a kind of a complex, kind of packed together type issue. I don't know how to broach this exactly because I can't get all the details. And it's very, very frustrating that I can't get all the details. So directly above my head, what you're seeing is listing fees for eBay.uk. Stone's Throw, accepting the challenge, $12 super chat, saying you are on, Sean. Savage. Who is Stone's Throw? I'm trying to remember. I think that's, oh, don't tell me. Oh, she's from New York. I can't remember her name right now. I feel like a horrible person for not remembering. I think it's Callie. Don't hate me if I'm wrong. I'm like 99% sure. But yeah, so eBay UK, I want you guys to check this out because I just maybe blissfully assumed that the listing, the provisions for listing were similar throughout. But if you look at ebay.uk, every month you get 1,000 free listings or more if you have an eBay shop. You get 1,000. Okay. Now maybe I'm reading this wrong. Every month you get up to 1,000 free listings or more if you have an eBay shop. Each listing you create thereafter costs 35p or 35 cents each after that. 1,000. Am I misreading this? Okay. It says, keep in mind that this fee will apply choose if you used all your listings, yada, yada, yada. Also, you can't use free listings for items listed in the property category, which I guess would be housing and classified ad formats. You still have your seller limits and stuff that's in play as well. Why is it, okay, that you get 1,000 in UK, but you get 50 here domestically? What's the reasoning behind that? I'm scrolling up here too. Chris the Goose says, and Chris, if you want your prize, I still have it. You won this last week. I need to know whether or not we're donating this or if you want me to ship this out to you. He says, how many U.S. sellers have more than 250,000 listings? Well, the thing was before, I believe the top tier package was right around 25,000. And there was this real odd gapping in between. And I think even the 25,000 had cost more than the one that they have now. So this isn't necessarily going to be for people who want to list 25,000 listings, but you might see volume sellers, some people between the 25 or even honestly the 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, because even at 5,000 listings, you're going to start seeing value savings moving upwards. If you're somebody who's been in that in-between place where it hasn't been worth it for you to upgrade, maybe go from 5 to 10, somewhere in there, you're going to save money month over month by moving up this tier. And you're going to reduce some of your other costs, your associative cost of doing business, stuff like the amount of time that you spend on the phone and other things like that, by having the premium customer service as well. So thank you, Roger, for throwing that on there as well. Chris DeGoose says, donate what I want to your local children's hospital, please. I believe it or not, and here's the thing. I love Valley Children's. We donated so much to them over the last 10 years of my life. I used to do work with a company called Professional Quality Circulation, and our organization worked together with me as well. I'd probably say my contribution level was somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000 worth of revenue for that hospital. But our children's hospital is one of the only hospitals in America that actually turned a profit last year. They profited over $9 million. So if it's all right with you, I'd like to send this out to Opportunity Village, which is a fantastic charity located out in Vegas who works with special needs young adults to help find them quality of life as they turn to adulthood and provide them with work services so that way they can have that. So if it's all right with you, I'll fire it on out there. So, yes, thank you again to Stone's Throw for that super chat. As always, super appreciated. And thank you, Chris, for the confirmation on that. So here's the thing, the eBay.uk. I wish we had 1,000 listings here. Now, here's where I've got some issues, okay? I had to do a little bit of research. I went to the eBay China site. Now, you're going to see it. Now, eBay, it's ebay.cn to get to the China site. But what you're seeing up here is ebay.hk, which is the Hong Kong site. Okay. Now, if you look at the Hong Kong listing cost, how much does it cost to list in Hong Kong? Nothing. Unlimited listings for free. Why? Why do they get to list as much stuff as they want for free? That's a little bit weird. There is no publishing cost or listing cost in China. And I'm like, okay, well, that's whatever. Okay. Let Let them have the free listings. Not a big deal. Whatever. And I've heard rumors before. People like, oh, they just get to list stuff for free. And I kind of shrugged it off. I didn't want to think much of it. I didn't want to delve further into it at the time. But right now, I'm doing my deep dive, my deep research. I said, well, you know what they're probably doing? They're probably getting them real good on the back end. They're probably dinging them hard with final value fees. How much does it cost to list, to sell an item? What's the percentage in Hong Kong? When you sell one to, Hong Kong, or any of the, let me make sure I quote this. Any of the Asian regions. What's your final value fee out there? Take a guess, guys. Take a guess. $0. $0 to list. $0 to sell. Why? Why is it free for him? I don't get it. And I did a little more digging, and I guess they have other ways of generating revenue off people who are selling, and they have charges for like hosting photos and stuff like that, but it is minuscule. Absolutely nothing. And I couldn't believe what I was reading. I could not take it on board and understand it. So what did I do? I messaged customer service and I asked them, I said, hey, can I get clarity on this? Is this true? And they said, yes, it is 100% true. And there's the chat log on the screen. They do not pay to list and they do not pay to sell. Now, here's the thing. Listing your item from Hong Kong into, let's say, America or South America or Europe, there's different parameters for that, and I will be reaching further out to them. But let me ask you something. Why is it when I'm at the eBay.uk site, if I want to look at how much it costs to have a store, if I want to look at how much it costs to list, if I want to look at how much it costs to do business in general, that information isn't restricted. I can casually browse the site, I can go through the help pages and everything, and there's nothing stopping that from happening. I can just go through it. No issue, no login required to be able to get all the information that I want. But when I go to the eBay.cn site, and I dare you to go try this right now too. Go to the eBay.cn site, and you know at the top you have your 4 buttons. Click on the one that says help. And if you need to, use Google Translate. Click on the one that says help. Okay? And what you're going to see is you will not be transferred to the eBay.cn site for help. You will get transferred to the eBay.hk site, the Hong Kong site, for help. Okay, let's say you want to start going through the terms of services. You want to start digging around, try and find the information on your own. You get transferred again to the HK site. How do you get to that information then? How do you find it? How do you learn about it? Well, you got to log into your account first. That's a little odd. Why do I have to have a registered China account to see how much it costs to sell in China? Okay? Well, or better yet, why am I being kicked off of the eBay China site when I try and navigate around? I'm being kicked over to the Hong Kong site. Why is this? Why is this happening? I'm going to be doing a little more digging, okay? But I even took it a step further. I went to a VPN site, and I used a VPN, which is a virtual private network, which works to mask your country of origin that you're using to browse the internet. And I went to the eBay.cn site through a VPN. And you know what happened? The VPN had been blocked by eBay. They do not allow traffic from that VPN. What do they have to hide? And I'm not just setting this up to try and be like spooky and mysterious. Why is this information not transparent? Why can't I get access to how much it costs to do business on different eBay sites? I think it's something that I should be allowed to know. I want to know how much it costs for a Chinese entity to be able to sell to the American market. Because, let's be honest, they're my competition. If I go online right now and I want to buy some sunglasses, okay, what do you think it would take for your listing to show up in the first 1,000 results for sunglasses? What about 10,000 results? Okay. Now, of those first 10,000 results, what percentage are coming from Asian countries? 70? 80? More like 96%. Okay. So our biggest competitors here domestically, who are dominating the market, so to speak, who are destroying business here for us, why can't I see what they are doing to be able to beat us, to be able to rock the market and to be able to lock things down. Do they have additional promotional tools that improve their search rank? I know they have different picture packages. I know they can list listings that have I've seen ones with over 150 photos attached to them. Why don't we have that type of power? That's what I want to know. I'm going to scroll through some of these comments. I appreciate everyone commenting. While I'm reading these comments, if you haven't done so yet, do us a favor. Click that like button. It really does help us out. Isn't Hong Kong non-communist China? Kinda. It's hard to explain. Hong Kong has their own Hong Kong dollar that they use, and it's separate, their own laws and regulations are separate from China. There is a ebay.cn site which is independently separate from the ebay.hk site. Late again, but here I am. Hello, Allie. Thank you for jumping in. We got an angry cat face. Thank you, Beth, for that. QWebCo, now it's better to have less listings targeted for search. Oh, Mindy says, so we are paying for them and then letting them kill us in the USA listings. And believe it or not, that's one of the concerns that I have, is that I need to understand where's the rub? What's the reasoning behind it? Now, obviously, eBay owns SpeedPack, so they make money simply off the shipping, just helping Chinese sellers ship items. And we've talked about this before, how our contribution, me and you, the everyday reseller, our contribution to eBay's total worth is less than 5% yearly. Okay? Because if we break it down, less than 20% of items sold on eBay are used items, which is predominantly us. But you have to take into account StubHub and eBay classifieds. So we're only 1/3 of their business model. So just roundabout way, we account for 7% or less of eBay's, roughly 6.5% of eBay's total earnings as a company. So we mean absolutely nothing to them, including especially when you factor in things like SpeedPack. I would probably say our earnings, me, the everyday seller, you, the everyday seller, is less than 5%, maybe even 4% of the total rake for eBay. And that's one of those questions that I'm going to ask if I'm allowed into eBay Open after everything that I'm going to do over the next 2 months. I'm going to ask them these hard questions regarding that. Roger says, we should be able to list for free when they are taking our final value fees. I agree 100%. But they get us coming and going, and then they also get us with PayPal as well, or Adyen. Woo, 2.7% instead of 2.9%. Chris, that is a very, very smart statement, actually. Chris said they had to do that to compete against Alibaba in the Asian regions. Yeah. Alibaba is a powerhouse, and not just within there, but I mean on a global scale as well. And plus, eBay doesn't have a whole lot of truly strong presence for the buying consumers within the Asian Pacific market as well. Jesus, your screen looks like MSNBC in the early 2000s. Why is there a ticker? Am I watching Mad Money? Yeah, we have the ticker because sometimes people stumble into this page, and we want to be able to give them a quick update as to what's going on. I know there's a lot. There's a lot around the screen. It gets even worse when I put my slideshow on, but this is how it is. There's a lot of information to unpack each and every week. Oh, I forgot to mention, too, thank you to our sponsors, Honey. We'll have a word from them a little bit later. But yeah, if you want to check them out now, bit.ly/cheapbrowse. It's a case-sensitive URL as well. QWeb says, no, they're investing in those companies, so they don't want to charge them listing fees because they're investing in the manufacturing and selling of goods. Hong Kong is not communist China. I used to live in Taiwan. And says the Chinese government controls everything on a need-to-know basis. Yeah, if you live out in China, I hope you got a good score right now. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to research that a little bit. Roger says they're getting invested in by eBay, so that's what they're doing to beat us. Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff going on. And I'm sorry if you don't like my backer. This thing was hard to make. There's a lot of effort that went into this. It's handmade. Holy cow! We just broke $200. You guys rock. Let's go and take a look at our next slide. We're going to go ahead and slow things down. Well, actually, we're speeding things up. I thought we were slowing things down with our next slide. So there was some conflict this week between eBay and Amazon, and it actually directly affected eBay's bottom line. We're talking massive losses on the stock exchange, and I don't want to dwell deep into stocks, but I really do like it when there's a little bit of nonsense going on. Jeff Bezos put a letter out, and he said a couple of choice things that really took stab at eBay. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and praise David Wenning a little bit for having a pair of bollocks and actually standing up for the everyday seller. I appreciate that greatly. I still think that there's more that he could have done, but in the Bezos letter, we had him say, why did independent sellers do so much better selling on Amazon than eBay? And why were independent sellers able to grow so much faster than Amazon's own highly organized first-party sales organizations? Interestingly, he said Amazon invested in offering merchants, quote unquote, the very best selling tools it could imagine and build up. And particularly important to helping sellers Fulfillment by Amazon, or FBA, and the Prime membership program, basically arguing that Amazon has gone through all the hard work of building up an infrastructure and putting things in place to be able to ensure that the people who are on the platform are going to be successful. And you know what? I'll argue yes. I'll say yes, Amazon did do that. They definitely made it so that if I have something that I want to sell, I've got some products that I want to send in and fire them out to them on FBA, people are going to see it. And those people who see it are going to convert over to buyers. And it's going to happen at a much more accelerated rate comparative to eBay. And you can't argue with that. That's just how it is. Over 50 cents now, I think it's 51 cents now, out of every dollar spent online goes through Amazon. And let me ask you, how high does that number need to get before we need to ask if they're a monopoly or not? Okay? Because 49 cents, sure, okay, they're not the controlling force of e-commerce. 51 cents, now we need to have a talk. If they get to 60, 70, 80 cents out of every dollar would be a little bit nuts. But if we get to that point, does the FTC step in and say, hey, that's quite enough. We've heard quite enough from you. We're going to have to split you apart and start doing something about it. But yeah, so those were the comments. He also said third-party sales have grown from 0.1 billion to 160 billion, a compound annual growth of, what is that, 52%? Sorry, my slide's really small on this screen, and I forgot to drag it into my notes. To provide an external benchmark, eBay's gross merchandise sales in that same period have grown a compound rate of 20% from 2.8 billion to 95 billion, says Bezos. Well, the thing is to remember, it's very important to understand that Amazon has its hands in a whole ton of cookie jars, okay? They're not just doing online sales, okay? They got their hand in everything. They obviously have their digital media, their Amazon Video or whatever it is, and they're selling the Prime memberships hand over fist. They own Whole Foods and a host of other tech companies from every category you can imagine. Amazon isn't stupid. They are a wide company. Now, obviously, eBay has their money into other things. We talked about earlier, StubHub and eBay Classified and, different little platforms here and there. I think they own something like 10 or 12 distinct, unique IPs. But Amazon is a flippin' powerhouse, and they've really ran hard, especially over the last 5 years, to assert their market dominance over eBay. Like I said, the foot race is over. Okay, eBay is doing everything in their power to catch up, but while they're trying to catch up, they are losing their identity in the process. Now, Devin Wenig, thank you again to him, says, while I appreciate the ink you dedicated to at eBay, ink referring to publishing, talking about us, at eBay from the CEO of the company, not focused on competition, think I'll dedicate my letter to customers. Purpose and strategy. We don't compete with our sellers. We don't bundle endless services to create barriers to competition. Yeah, so it's an interesting stab back from Devin. The whole we don't compete with our customers is basically talking about the Amazon basics, or there has been times when Amazon will simply acquire a ton of product for a cheaper price as a wholesaler and sell the product directly themselves and compete with their own sellers on the platform. It's happened hundreds of times, and there's countless stories of this. If you haven't looked at them, jump online as well and check that out. Let's take a look at some of these comments here. eBay owns 25% of Craigslist, yet to monetize that asset. That is false. They monetize the heck out of that asset. If you didn't know, there is lots of sites within Craigslist that cost money. So we're talking key markets like LA, Seattle, Austin, New York, and they originally had 5 that they rolled out, and I think now it's closer to 30 different markets that they charge for listings. So whether it's a housing listing or a job listing, you actually have to pay money to place that listing on the site, and they generate massive amounts of revenue, like stupid amounts of money from the Craigslist.com site. Let's see. Roger says, I don't like Jeff at all, but he did man up. Yep. Someone topped my super chat. You know you want to $13 someone. Thank you in advance if someone does. Coming in late, will rewatch. Thank you, Carly. I appreciate you tuning in tonight. If you haven't commented ever, say hello. It'd be nice to meet you. We're really nice here. So, if you look here, we talked about the Elliott Management letter before. If you didn't watch that, go back and watch it. It's a really interesting topic to learn about hedge fund and vulture investing. You learn great phrases like EBITDA and other financial things. And I understand stocks and prices isn't everyone's game, but it's important to understand that the company that you work for, as they experience loss and cost and stuff to that effect, you might be seeing those costs and expenses pushed across to the consumer. So it's important to keep an eye on this. It's just like recently, gas prices are going through the roof, especially here in California. The average gas price is about $3.35 a gallon. I've seen it as high as $4.09 a gallon for regular unleaded. And if you don't know why it's going up, then you're not paying attention to the news and the government and stuff like that. You should be, so that way you can at least justify some of these expenses. Let me turn this fan off real quick, guys. It's blowing directly in my mouth, and I am getting thirsty every 30 seconds. So, that Elliott Management letter came out not too long ago, and you can see that because of that letter, the stock price actually started soaring upwards, and it was just the other day when Jeff Bezos decided to say something, and all of that hard work got undone. As of right now, the stock is sitting at $36.17. Obviously, the market is closed up over the weekend. I can expect a little bit of growth coming into Monday. I expect eBay to make another response. We also have earning reports that are going to be coming up over the next week too. We'll see how the numbers look. If the numbers look strong, you can expect things to return to normal, or you can expect slow and steady growth over the next 30 days, but I don't see the stock going any further down during the short term. Hello, Matthew Ethan. Thank you for tuning in this evening. So you didn't miss anything of importance. A lot of rhetoric, a lot of conjecture. This is actually a story that's coming up next that I actually talked privately with Matthew about as well. We're going to be talking about voice again. We asked you about a month ago, have you ever used voice to make an online purchase before? Have you ever used voice in general to use your phone? So we have an Amazon Alexa Model 1 here above my head, which is something that's inside of a lot of houses. I have one inside of my house. And then we also have these lovely little devices. And they light up when you say, okay, Google, and they start recording what I have. See it lit up there for me right now. And if you have a phone, I apologize if my voice set your phone off, and I apologize if me saying the name of this device set your device off. I hate it when people do that to me. But we're going to be talking about that today because I know it's a little off topic, I guess, in the world of reselling. But if you're one of those people that has these devices inside your house, you might not know that there's an active log that's going on of all the communications that you've had with some of these devices. A little bit scary, right? So I've linked down below in the description a video. It's this gentleman up here in the corner, Lou Rossman, who is a Mac repair expert, one of the best in the world at repairing Macs. And he talked in great detail regarding what Google is doing as far as logging your conversations. And we're bringing this up right now because it just became common knowledge that Amazon has thousands of employees who listen to the messages that are coming through your Amazon Alexa. And the reason they do this with the concept in mind is to be able to enhance the functionality of these types of devices, to be able to improve the quality at which they're able to, understand the things that you're saying. So they said that they want to be able to make the service a more solid service for consumers. And believe it or not, has even been known that the recordings have been used in prosecutions or leading to arrest in situations regarding domestic violence. So basically, they have people listening. And there's also another thing too. This phrase might sound like nothing to you if you haven't heard of it before. It's called the Amazon Mechanical Turk. Have you ever heard of this? A mechanical Turk is someone who sits behind a computer, okay, and they listen to these audio recordings and they type out what the audio recordings say. And the thing is, it's an attempt to improve the understanding of what's going on. Now, obviously, there's a base transcript, and they're correcting it and fixing errors so that way the AI can get stronger. This machine learning AI can get stronger and smarter. But what a lot of people don't know is that if you have a Google device like I do, you're using an Android phone, a Note, or a Samsung, or a Nokia, or a Huawei, or any of those types of devices, or a Pixel, for instance, every single audio recording that you have set into your phone, you can listen to online. Every single one. Okay? Some of my recordings go back 8 years on my Google account. 8 years. Okay? It's a very scary thing for those of you who don't know this. Now, it's a thing that you actually need to opt out of. You are opted into it by default. Okay? And it's another thing. Yeah, and it's a very complex process to go through and disable it. But if you go watch this video, go check it out. There'll be more information for that. We aren't affiliated in any way, but I definitely wanted to talk about this. But yeah, Amazon's in the news because of this as of late. Yeah. Additionally, the spokesperson said all information is treated with high confidentiality and we use multi-factor authentication to restrict access, service encryption, and audits of control environments to protect it. Now, here's the thing, okay? There's no true way to safeguard this type of information because some of the things that I say into my phone can be considered highly sensitive things. And we're not talking about my feelings and emotions here. We're talking about sensitive data. Bank account information, ID information, social security number, different fields of information, or if I'm having a discussion with somebody or if I'm giving out my address, how many pieces of information would need to be given out for your account to be compromised? Okay, let's say you lost your phone and somebody was able to gain access to your Google account. And then now they're able to go back through and they're able to listen to everything you've ever said on your device over the last 7 years. Do you think your address might be in there? Do you think maybe a password or maybe a business that you work at or something like that? Sensitive information might be out there. So just be mindful of this. And I just wanted to throw this out there because a lot of people just simply don't know. Medical history, HIPAA laws, privacy issues, yeah, 100%. So definitely be mindful of that, guys. But yeah, it's in the news. I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about it. I wanted to make sure that you were in the loop regarding this topic. So, like I say, it wasn't important. Now, this is a weird one, guys. Romania hackers charged for high-ticket eBay crimes. We got Bogdan Nixlu and Radu Miklos. Do not ask me to pronounce their names again. We will call him B and R for the remainder of the show. Now, this is a big, big thing. Normally, when I read these news articles, I do my best to condense everything down, get the information into a digestible format, but I simply was unable to. The FBI release regarding this thing was as condensed as it possibly could be. I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. If you get bored, now would be a fantastic time to subscribe to my channel. I don't even know if I have the alternate entertainment available for tonight, but I found this really interesting, like really, really interesting, that this is something that happened. Because you guys remember, what was it, maybe a year ago now, that eBay made regulations to where you were no longer able to use HTML coding within the text on your item description. And they did that for good reason because of security breaches that were happening. Wait till you hear about how these hackers managed to pull this off. This is ridiculous, in my opinion. So, what they did, and I'm going to give you the gist on the top, and then I'm going to give you the full read-through after. They placed more than 1,000 fraudulent listings for automobiles, motorcycles, and other high-priced goods on eBay and similar auction sites. Photos of the items were infected with malware, which redirected computers that clicked on the images to fictitious web pages designed by the defendants to resemble legitimate eBay pages. These fictitious web pages prompted users to pay for their goods through a non-existent eBay escrow account who was simply a person hired by the defendants. Users paid for the goods to the fraudulent escrow agents who in turn wired the money to others in Eastern Europe who in turn gave it to the defendants. The payers/victims never received items and never got their money back. Says a federal jury today convicted 2 Romanian nationals of 21 counts related to the scheme to infect victims' computers with malware in order to steal credit card and other information to sell on the dark market websites, mine cryptocurrency, and engage in online fraud. Now, if I say anything during this presentation that you don't know what it means, by all means, feel free to ask me and I will explain it to you. And for the 3 of you guys who left, you're missing out on a great story. It truly is an interesting one. Carly Price says, I noticed getting a new doctor. They already knew me, knew my history, etc. Yeah. Yep. They don't need much information to figure out who you are. But yeah, the two were convicted after a 12-day trial of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to traffic and counterfeit service marks, aggravated identity theft, conspiracy to commit money laundering, and 12 counts each of wire fraud. The evidence presented at trial set out an international criminal enterprise with victims around the world, including people here in northern Ohio. This is where the trial was held at. It was held in Ohio. While they stole millions of dollars, what they thought was a veil of anonymity was no protection against law enforcement who worked diligently to track them down and bring justice to an American courthouse. The conviction reveals the dynamic landscape in which international criminals utilize sophisticated cyber methods to take advantage and defraud unsuspecting victims. Despite the complexity and global character of this type of investigation, this judgment demonstrates the commitment by the FBI and our partners to aggressively pursue individuals responsible. Let me just scroll through and see if I can get to some more of the knitting grit. This is great here. According to the testimony at trial and court documents, the two of them, I'm not going to read their name again, who pleaded guilty, collectively operated a criminal conspiracy in Bucharest, Romania. It began in 2007 with the development of proprietary malware, which they disseminated through malicious emails purporting to be legitimate from such sites as Western Union, Norton Antivirus, and the IRS. When recipients clicked on the attached file, the malware was infected into their computer. Now, I'm just going to kind of TLDR the rest of it here because I didn't realize just how long this was, but we're talking about well over 100,000 people that were targeted in this. And what would happen is once you had this on your computer, which, believe it or not, some of you guys probably do have on your computer right now, it would do a handful of things. One, it would cache your information and send it out whenever you would punch into a password into a site like Facebook, PayPal, eBay, or others. And today, I went toe-to-toe and I was explaining to somebody about the dangers of having your account compromised. People don't get how serious it is when you have an account compromised, because losing access to your email is one of the most dangerous things that can happen, because your email is essentially the doorman to your eBay, your Facebook, your PayPal, your bank accounts, your medical records, and more. If you have your contact book, if you have your calendar, if you have your Google Drive, if you have everything tied into one thing, you can be hosed, taken to hose town if your account gets compromised. So you have to be mindful of what you're doing online. Always make sure that the sender of the email is the correct sender. And some of you, you're just like, yeah, I know this already, but you know what? There's people out there who don't. It's 2019 and people are still falling for phishing scams. Make sure that the email is authentic. Make sure the number that you're calling is the real number. If you're not sure, Google it. If you're still not sure, ask someone. Okay, it only takes 2 seconds to find out. So be mindful of where you're doing business at. And then the most important thing I tell people is do a security audit, and do them often. What is a security audit? Every 3 months I go through and I roll through and change all of my passwords across all of my accounts. I also change the passwords that work on my phone, my security backup, as well as my slider pin. I change all of it, okay? You should be doing it too. It only takes, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. But here's the thing. If you have a bank account and you got money in that bank account, be mindful. Do security audits. Protect yourself. And it's not just you're protecting others around you as well. So that's kind of crazy. Are you still shocked that things like this are happening? It's getting hot again, guys. Let's try that fan one more time. Yeah, so are you surprised these things are still happening? Is this something that you think should be a thing of the past? And what are you doing to protect your account? And here's the thing. Edward Snowden said it best. He said, come up with a password that means something to you and means nothing to anyone else. And you know what he said his example password was? He said, Martha Stewart is 100% sexy. Okay? It's a phrase that means nothing, but it's something that you can remember. I've told you now and you've remembered it, correct? Come up with your own password that is that complex as well. What makes it a good password? It has uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and it has a symbol in there as well. If you can cover all 4 of those, you have a really strong password on your hand, and it's longer than 15 characters as well. So come up with something fun and something creative that you can lock in your head, go through and do an audit. When you change one account, change them all. Losing access to one account can lose you everything. And those of you who have ever experienced it or know somebody who's experienced this as well, identity theft is something that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. Don't let it happen to you. Don't shrug it off, okay? Let's talk about the next one, guys. We're going to dial it back a little bit, wrap up the news, take it down a notch. I found this interesting. This is a Piper Joffrey. survey that was taken recently that was talked about the buying habits of Gen Z, or the premillennial people who do their shopping online. And they surveyed 8,000 people. The average age of the people was 16 years old, and they did it here in America. Just in my pillow real quick, guys. And they did it here in America. And I thought it was fantastic because I wanted to talk with you guys about where people are spending their money right now. Like, obviously we have some beauty destinations and some cosmetics and footwear on there, but when they ask people where their top shopping website was, what was the place that they did the most shopping at, the resounding answer, the one that took in the most dough, the one that everyone mentioned, Amazon.com. 50% of consumers in this age bracket said Amazon.com. Matthew Eason, regards to that last story, says, I don't like the fact that we have to opt out instead of opt in. How they managed to get away with that is beyond me, but we allowed it to happen. We sat back and we said, thank you. In exchange for your 1 gigabyte worth of storage and your connectivity and your ability to send files larger than 25 megabytes, here is all of my security access. Little crazy, guys. There are alternatives to Google, but a life without Google is a very, very challenging life. So Mindy agrees as well. So, number one, resounding 50% of these people in the 16.3 average age, male and female here in America, said that their shopping destination is Amazon.com. Why? Well, it's convenient. It's easy. They've cornered the market. They've got it. They got it on lock. Nothing's going to change that at this point. Forgive me, guys. It's just this nonstop talking. Still not used to it. Number two, not even coming close. 5% of the market share went to Nike. And we got Urban Outfitters, American Eagle, and Fashion Nova. And where is eBay? Where are they? Where did they place? They're not even on the list. They didn't even take the time to show where eBay was going to be next. Donna Lockwood coming in with a $1.99 super chat, saying $15. Kind of cutting corners there. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $2, Donna. It's gonna go a long way towards our goal. So thank you as always for that as well. But yeah, so where is eBay on this list? We talked about this before. What market share do they have with millennials? So I was going to talk with you guys, and I was going to say, and I took some notes here. Popper Joffre Companies is a full-service investment bank and asset management firm focused on mergers and acquisition, M&A, one of my favorite topics, financial restructuring, public offerings, public finance, institutional brokerage, investing management, and securities research. Through its principal subsidiary, Piper Jaffray, the company targets corporations, institutions, investors, and public entities. They're based in Minneapolis, and they have 55 offices worldwide. So that's a little bit of information about the company. But yeah, it's really frustrating to see that eBay still doesn't rank well with youth. If you are looking to invest heavily into the future of your business, I cannot stress enough the importance of making sure that you invest into Amazon. You start figuring it out. Now, towards the end of the show, we are going to be talking about the importance of sharpening your craft, diversifying your portfolio. We're not going to be going deep into it. More emphasis on the first half, not the second half. Roger says, I'd recommend changing them and using a reliable password manager. Yep, password managers are good, okay, but there's a lot of value in coming up with a very secure password on your own that you can remember as well. And Matthew says, I would have guessed Amazon, as would have I. So do you find this a little interesting that this is what's happening? Because I would have given eBay 2%, 3%, 4%. What is Fashion Nova? I've never even heard of Fashion Nova. Am I old now? Because I don't know what that is? I know what American Eagle is. I know what Urban Outfitters is. I know what Nike is. Never heard of Fashion Nova in my life. Is it a brand that's predominantly geared towards youth females? I don't know. We're going to have to look into it. I guess I fall in that sweet spot in the middle. So that's our news for today. Like I said, guys, I have an absolute ton of pickups for this week. I don't know if I'm going to get through them. I don't know if I should power through them. Part of me was sandbagging them. But we got a lot of interesting items to look at. And Mindy, you know what I mean. If I don't know what these youth brands are, I'm getting old. Oh, you want to do a drawing? Okay, let's do a drawing. Let's give something away. I got to come up with a trivia question. Guys, get your phones ready. Get your keyboards ready. We're going to be asking a question today. The first one to get it right, you will be, we will spin the wheel of random and you will win a package back here. Those of you who are tuning in for the first time, these packages have never been opened. Okay, they are Amazon returns. Some are returned items, some are recalled items from the warehouse. And if you like what you get outside of your box, we will send it out to you. Just pay for the shipping. You get the contents absolutely free. Some of the items range as high as $150, I believe. Now, the thing is, I haven't opened them. I haven't looked at the manifesto. I don't know what's in any of them. I just numbered them. So let's go ahead and ask a question. I don't know. I don't even have a good question for you guys. I'm looking back at our news today, and everything looks a little bit too complex. Okay. Earlier in the show, I gave a story about my adventures here in Bakersfield. What was the name of the store that I went to that had a diner inside of it? Let me see what you got. First comment incorrect is going to be winning a prize. youtube.com/pickups. I'm inviting a buddy into the show right now. Jan, are you messaging me during the show? Yes, you are. So I'm going to pull up my random number generator. Looks like we got a winner. Small round of applause for Adam Exploits. Open random number generator. And you see that? That just got saved to the Google backend server. Me saying that right there. If you don't believe me, you can look it up and figure it out as well. So we're going to be pulling up a number. We're going to be doing 1 to 20. Again, we do not have, we have repeating turned off. It says no repeat. So I guess we've gone through 6 of them already. We'll give away another thing too. So let's see. Need to learn to spell. So we're going to randomize our number picker here. It is a 6. A 6 is good. That's a really high number. That is a boxed item. I have no clue what's inside number 6. Let's see what we got here. Number 6. There it is. So as I said, these are sealed. I have not opened these, guys. And I'm trying not to show my address on camera. So let's go ahead and crack into this. And then what we're going to do after that, we're going to pop open the package that Tim sent me. We're going to see what's inside of there. I hope you guys are enjoying this variety hour. Yes, earlier I did message you. I saw the message said 5:20. You messaged me during the show. Let's see what we got. Sealed for my protection. Did you know that the South Park Stick of Truth Prima Strategy Guide says wrapped for your protection on the outside of it? We've got 2 items inside of here. I don't know why. I think this one got set back for quality control. We have a Nightmare Before Christmas gift bag. I don't know why this got dinged. Oh, you know what it is? The circle hang tag that was on most of them, I guess, fell off on this one during transit. And again, another copy of NBA 2K13. I don't know why I could not sell these at $7.99 a pop. It just would not move. They were the cheapest one online. They were sealed and everything. So, yeah. Congratulations on winning some prizes. If you want those, send me a message. If not, they'll get donated out to Opportunity Village as well. I'm more excited about this box. You guys know how boxes are. They're always great to have. Hopefully I don't break anything with that. Let's go ahead and give away another prize. Because I really do want to free up that section there in the back. What else could I ask you guys? So earlier we talked about eBay and we talked about the decline on their stock price. The market closed at Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. What is eBay's current stock price? We're going to need this exact number. First one to get that stock price correct is going to win another prize. And the prizes are getting good now, guys. We got 36, 38. Nope, we need it down to the penny. We need the exact stock price right now. Close on that one, Swamp Picker. You got the pennyage right. Let's see what we got. And we're running on ultra low latency. Amazon is not the right answer. Let's see what we got. Who has the stock price? I don't think that's right either. You were just guessing all over the place, guys. Close, Swamp Picker. Robert Swan, first one to get it right. Why does that name look so familiar? $36.17. And remember, guys, if you do win, you can reach out to me on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Bolarama, or you can visit the page, my personal page. Let's go ahead and roll the dice. It's all backwards and mirrored, so I'm going to try and hit it. A 4! A 4 is really good. I don't know if you understand like how excited I am. This is a big box. You know how much space I'm going to clear right now? And I do hope you get something good. I really do. But yeah. Where did everyone go? Oh, you know, I know where you guys went. You guys are on your cell phones and you're looking it up on the same cell phone, and then you're popping back over here to YouTube. So I see my view numbers going down and bouncing back again. Don't run away from the show just to try and win a prize. Robert Swan, congratulations on getting a number 4. Let's see what you get. Make sure I'm looking for the shipping label. Here. I'm going to cover it with one of our thank you cards. These are our thank you cards, guys. If you don't have these yet, you get these free for being a patron of ours. We just give them to you after your second month of signing up. And they're really great. We customize them. We put your name and everything on there. Matthew Ethan coming through with the $20 super chat. Dude, thank you, man. I truly appreciate that. Yeah, it's really nice of you. I was going to tell you something too, Matthew. I'm working on a new project right now where I'm putting together some new graphics for some stuff that I'm going to be buying locally. Send me a message and I'll build you a custom one with your information. Maybe you can start buying that stuff in your area as well and make a killing, because I'm going to be launching it next week. It's going to be really nice. But thank you so much for that $20 super chat. Those of you who don't know, Matthew is a brand new reseller. He you know, and I've talked about this before. We met through eBay. Okay, he was a customer or somebody that we were talking. Yeah, he ended up buying some video games off of me. He talked to me about his interest and aspirations in doing more within video content and doing more within, you know, like generating money. Given he has some specific limitations that make it very difficult for him to succeed within this market. And we talked and we talked and we talked and we talked. Now we're friends. Now he's a reseller. Now he's part of the Patreon Bolorama family, and I'm so happy to have him. And I still want to stay by your side and see your continued success within this whole thing that we do. You're genuinely the reason why we're here doing this, is because it's all about giving back. It's full circle. So thank you so much for that $20. It will go a long way towards our goal. So here's the package, guys. And Matthew, I hope you win one of these tonight. Okay. So this one has some of their wax markings there on the bottom. Sealed as well on both sides, top and bottom. It has not been tampered. I don't know if there's anything good in here, because you know how they pack. Sometimes they pack and they just do it the stupidest way imaginable, and there'll be 40 of those bubble things in there, and there'll be a roll of toilet paper as well. So let's see if we got anything good in here. Are you excited? Who won again? It was Robert Swan, I think is who it was. You better still be watching. If you're not watching, you're going to forfeit your prize. Oh, it's lame. It's so lame. I feel so bad for you. Okay. But you can sell this on eBay if you want me to ship it out to you. The box is worth having too, okay? It is. I'm so sorry. I know it's worth money, okay? I know it's worth some bucks. It is an OEM Brother TN 570 toner cartridge that's sealed, okay? I think it's worth 40, 50 bucks, give or take. So if you want me to ship, you know, obviously research it first before I ship it. I don't want to ship it for no reason. But if you can turn $1 on it, let me know. I'll fire this out to you. Just message me through the Facebook page. If you aren't a member, go ahead and get signed up. Mindy, I have to ask you, do we have time for another? Do we have time for one more? Matthew Ethan says, sounds good, Jay. I am there. I look forward to it, dude. I'm making some really cool graphics. Those of you who don't know, Matthew is having a little bit of a hard time working his market. He has limited visibility. I think that's the most PC way that I can put that out there. And he was having a lot of hard time doing the traditional sourcing of going to thrift stores and swap meets, just because seeing the things was difficult. So we worked together to come up with constructive ways for people to be able to bring him inventory. And I actually still want to follow up with you and see how that's going. But I'm actually going to be launching the same campaign here locally, so you can kind of watch side by side, and you'll see my inventory taking a radical shift over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I make big changes when summer comes around. I do not source the same way in the summer that I do in the winter. I have no reason to be out there in the 100 degrees weather as well. Let's see. Key web code. Join the Facebook group. Thank you for that, Pam. Matthew says it's going slow, but I'm popping along. Perfect. Meredith says, is eBay open, sold out? Yes, it is sold out as of now. I do have my tickets already secured, but that was part of our Tiny Bits news. 100% sold out. Whereas Mindy says, sure, we have time for one more. Yes, there is a waiting list. Don't hold your breath, though. I think everyone who got in there really wants to get in there. I know of a couple people who may be giving up their tickets, but they're non-transferable, so it won't really mean anything. We asked this question 2 weeks ago. Same exact question I'm going to ask again right now. I know Rachel won this one last time. Don't win it again. This is one of my absolute favorite boxes at USPS. It's larger than a small flat rate box, okay? But it's a variable rate box. What is the next size up from small flat rate? That's the same shape. What is the official name of that box? Hillbilly Picker, very close. I am looking for the official name of the box. I might even have one over here. I do have one. Oh, man. I want to make sure that I show it to you in a way that doesn't tell you exactly what it is. What is the name of this box? It is larger than a small flat rate. It's perfect for a VHS, Sega CD. Oh, guys, you guys are so close. This is how big it is, okay? This is a fantastic box. Here's my broken hand for scale, so you can get an idea. It's a great, great box. Here's a soda can, a tall one of those like energy drink soda cans for scale. It's a good sized box. We got somebody close. Never seen that one. Got to order them. Oh yeah, no, these are a mandatory box to have as a reseller. These things are absolutely amazing, and they're super rigid. They have I think a 50-pound crush capacity on these things. Let's see what they say. I'm still waiting for the right answer. You guys are close. I'm looking for the exact answer. Yeah, this is a great box. It's not that tiny. It's bigger than a small flat rate. What size are they? This box on the outer dimensions, it is, let's do inner dimensions. It is 9 1/4 by 6 1/4 by 2. I guess that's the best way to tell you the size of it. It's a Bolarama box. Yes, it is. If nobody gets it right, I'm just going to give it to the first person who was close. Let's see who was close. Give it a few more seconds here. The first person that was close was Swamp Picker. Let's see if anyone else nails it. Give you 10 more seconds. Oh, that's close. I see a typo in there, though. Let's get it right. Come on, Hillbilly. You're right there. Come on. Mindy, you know this isn't a small flat rate. This is bigger than a small flat rate. Hillbilly with the typo. But will he get it right? Oh, there we go. I'm going to give it to him. It was hidden for a second. Hillbilly Picker, 1096L. This is what you type in at the USPS site. They've definitely had time to Google it. That's what it's about. Go ahead and Google it. But yeah, this is a great one right here. I love, love, love this box. It's one that I order hundreds at a time. If you're ever selling sealed games and stuff like that, then you're actually no. I unveiled the comment Hillbilly Picker on my screen. Just barely beat you. And Pam, you know I always send you free stuff anyways. Well, we're going to spread the love around a little bit. But yeah, this thing is great for sealed video games, NES, Super Nintendo, N64. You can take a padded mailer, wrap your item, shove the whole thing inside of there, take this box, shove this inside of a poly bag, and pay 6 cents. No, don't do that, guys. Use the appropriate one. Miguel Godinez, thank you for tuning in live. You never make it live, and I am happy to see you here. Miguel Godinez is a patron, supporter of the show, and someone I consider a friend, expert on the topic of glasses. And we definitely need to get together still and do something like that. Found the free super chat for YouTube Red members. Thank you for that. I don't know how it works. Here's the thing, okay? I don't know if you get 2 $1 super chats or if you're allowed to do 1 $2 super chat. I don't know how that works out. I haven't read into it, but if you are a YouTube Red member, you do get a little bit of free super chat action. So you get that every month. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I do appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in live. It's great to have you. Pat Sands in the house. Welcome to you, Pat Sands, as well. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. This is going to be our last prize of that. We are going to give out another prize later, and it is a cool prize. We may make it a patron exclusive. So the last winner was a 4. Let's go ahead and roll that. And numbers cannot repeat. What do we got this time? A 9. It's not going to be as nice, but you never know what's in the smaller ones. Oh, it's a box. It's got some weight to it. It's a hefty one. It's a thick boy. So, as you can see, it's sealed top, sealed bottom, the whole way around, covering my address, sealed over here as well. Let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open, see what kind of prize you win. Donatella Botolino. Hey, if you guys haven't yet, do me a solid. I'm in a race against someone right now. Could you do me a solid and subscribe real quick while I'm cutting this bad boy open? The goal is to break 1,130 tonight. That's what we're aiming for. Just so that way I can... who am I competing against? I can't even remember. Can't even remember right now. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel. Who are we giving this to? Oh, it's Landshark who I'm competing against. Thank you. There's so many people with Picker and stuff in the name. Let me see where we're at right now on subs. We are at still 1,127. Come on, guys. Killing me. So let's see what we got inside the box. This is decent. This is decent. I'm excited for you. There's a lot of stuff in here. We're going to pull... There's enough stuff to share. Probably one of the better boxes so far. Make it, bake it. It's one of those little sun catcher. You can make your own ones. I don't know why these got recalled back. I'd sold quite a few of them. You actually got 3 in here. Really nice. And then you got these. The DMC Linea. These are ready to embellish. They're blank bags that you can add beads and sequins and other nonsense to. They're really nice. And you're actually getting 1, 2, 3, 5 of these. Okay, you get 5 of these and 3 of the sun catchers. Probably one of the better boxes. So if you want to pick up your prize, just go ahead and send me a message and we'll get it fired on out to you. Congrats on that. But yeah, great. Yeah, it's definitely a crafter's box. And if you don't want it, let me know. We got some crafters I think that would enjoy it as well. Looking at the sub counts over here. Yeah, everyone's racing for it. And let's shoot some confetti. Thank you to everyone who super chatted tonight. I really appreciate it. I should have done that for like the 20s or something, but I forgot. I forgot that I had this button. I'm still figuring everything out, guys. I don't even know. I don't even know how I got to YouTube. I don't know what I'm doing here. What are you doing here? What are we doing here tonight? I have no clue. Let's take a look at some items that I picked up this week. Boy, oh boy, did I go everywhere under the sun and bought a little bit of everything. We are going to be covering a lot of categories tonight. If you have any questions, guys, on or off topic, let me specify that. On or off topic of the items, maybe you have an eBay question that you've been wanting to ask, an Amazon question that's been eating at you, something that you didn't want to post online, feel free to ask that question in the comments and we will answer. We will stop everything that we're doing and we'll stop and we'll answer your question for you. But while we wait for those questions to roll on through, we are going to take a look at the items that I got this week. Let's start off down here at the bottom. You know, it's not often that I pick up books, but it's not often that I find World of Warcraft items. This is a Warcraft archive book. Nice thick one, fair condition, about a $15 bill on Amazon, okay? So definitely keep your eyes open when you see World of Warcraft related stuff, especially, again, when you see something that's a little bit odd and a little bit unique, keep your eyes peeled for it. Picked up a video game. Not much to say about video games again, obviously. This one has 2 discs. Make sure both discs are in there. Manual is not going to be as important, but make sure if it's 2 discs that they're both there. This one's worth about $15. Paid $1 for this at a yard sale. And you know how I got this video game? Because I was there and they had nothing that I wanted. I said, hey, you wouldn't happen to have any video games for sale, would you? And then out he comes with a stack of video games. And I say, how much are you asking on him? He says, $1 each. And I said, great. And you guys want to know something awesome? I have a video coming out this Wednesday. You're going to see me at the swap meet negotiating an item from $20 down to $3. You're going to get to see, I don't want to call myself a master, you know, that's a bit of hubris, but I really think it's impressive to get an item down from 20 to 3. But this is another one of those great little pickups. If you see video games, stop and research it. It's real easy to figure out how much a game is worth. Let me look at this. These comments you leave get flagged because of my spam filters. Adam says, too many bells and whistles, Jay. Nah, we need more bells and whistles. We need just constant, like, just non-stop explosions and excitement. We need the works. Minnie says there's no spoon. Landshark Picker says, I have a question. Why aren't you all friends of my channel? I don't really digest anyone else's content, to be completely honest. It's that auction professor, 2 different people recommended to him, and he is constantly coming out with information first. I am so impressed with what he does. I think there could be a little bit more for production, but I understand each one of us caters to a different audience. It goes without saying that I'm trying to pave the way for the future for this category. I really want to see people all working to step up their game here in the future. It'd be very nice. And if anyone ever needs help with production, you want an intro, you want help building one of these things, reach out to me, okay? I'm not going to charge you. I just want to help everyone's stuff look great within this category. It helps everyone. So, guys, I'm really excited about these. And I don't know if I'm the only one that's excited, and I'm not just saying this to hype this up. If you've never seen one of these before, you are not alone. I've never seen one before either. Look at this. Antique Trader Weekly. Look at this. Look how thick this is. Look how much information is inside of these bad boys. Now, I know some of you are looking at this and you're just like getting hit with nostalgia right now. You're like, oh my God, I haven't seen one of those in forever. Look how cool this is. I didn't just get one of these. I didn't just get 2 of these. I got 3 of these. And I just want to say that the information in here is insane. Like, it's crazy to think that there's photos in here and information in here about antiques and collectibles that is nowhere online, anywhere online. This is a whole thing about Canton. This is a whole thing about cut glass, a whole thing about Steins from Munich in 1974. I mean, you cannot get better for reference educational material as a reseller than stuff like this. Trade cards, ruby glass confusions. Look at this stuff. I mean, every page is chock full. Let me try and find an interesting page here. It's just chock full of information. Look at this, talking about different maker marks on plates. Some of this information is going to be gone forever. And these books actually, they don't even smell like old books. They don't even smell like thrift stores. But yeah, these are fantastic. I will be giving away all 3 of these books over the next, month. If you're interested in one of these, definitely stay tuned. I want to read through them first, believe it or not. I have absolutely struggled to learn antiques. It seems like there's no amount of looking up one item at a time that is helping me in any way, shape, or form. I cannot wrap my head around it. So I'm going to be reading through these as my casual late night reading, and hopefully I'll be able to get sharper at it. Chris the Goose says, that's what I had to use before the internet. Yep, 100%. Roger says, you will flip those. I don't care about making money on these. I care about making money off the education I get from these. Because I'll tell you right now, my generation, 30-year-olds and younger, they don't care about this stuff at all. Okay? I've met so many mothers and fathers who say, I don't know what I'm going to do with all our antiques and collectibles. My kids just don't want the stuff. I try to give it to them and they just don't want it. They don't appreciate it. They're just going to take it and donate it at the thrift store. And I tell them, I'm like, there's some of us out there that want this stuff, but this information will be gone forever. There will be a day when people will pay a premium amount of money for this because it's encyclopedia, essentially reference material, and people will pay good money to get these books or to get these books and the information online so that other people can use it. Right now, you can go online, you can buy one of these for $7 to $15 depending on the edition. Sometimes more, sometimes a little less. I've seen some of them go higher. But the information in these is infinitely valuable to you as a reseller. I strongly recommend everyone get one of these and at least kind of sharpen up a little bit on some of the things that you can look for. I learned about toasters the other day. Did you guys know that some of these vintage toasters can go for $500+ depending on what they look like, especially like MCM and Art Deco ones and stuff like that? It is nuts. I need some fresh chapstick, guys. This is what happens when you talk for an hour and a half. Roger, do you have some of those? I'd love to see some of the other cover art on some of those. But yeah, price guides before the internet were great. Thank you to the 36 of you who are now watching. I think we might be going for a record tonight. We'll see. Somebody want to look this up? I didn't look this one up. I bought it because I got it for cheap. I paid $2 for this. How's the wrist? You know what? I might be able to take this off now. Let's see. Because I told myself I only wanted to have to wear it for an hour. I got back on weights, and you know what? I was fine, but I went down for my 3rd set of push-ups, and I think that's really what did me in. Oh, we're feeling better. I think I just needed to give it a break for about an hour or so. Ooh, that is nice. I didn't have time to ice it either. That's the other thing. So if somebody wants to look this up, because I still can't make my computer do it without it wanting to crash, it's America's Beloved Illustrators. It says limited edition. You know what that means. It might be worthless. So, the reason I bought this obviously was cheap. 2, I've had a recent fascination with art books. I love relaxing before bed and flipping through a nice art book, especially when I get a chance to look at vintage Americana. There's something so special about being able to be transported in time through photography, especially stuff like this. So even here on the cover, we have a Middle Eastern looking scene by Remington. We have what looks like, I don't know, a boy with his kite and his father with the pipe there on the side, and then a snowy, what looks like a Wisconsin scene. The middle one here is a Rockwell as well. And now here's the thing, this was in here. I did not open this. I was waiting until I was on air to open this. Mindy says $42.25. And now mine is in exceptionally good condition with some bottom creasing on the spine, but I don't know what's in this, guys. I don't know if this is part of the book or if it was in there separate. I said I'm just going to leave that to the side. But it is a beautiful book, and it's full of original prints as well that are inside of here. And now these ones are simply printed on there, but there's some that are relief that can actually be removed from the pages. If I saw them correctly, I feel like an idiot now because I can't seem to find one. Like this one right here. This is an original print, and this is actually on top of the page. You can actually take this off and you can frame it independently, which is really nice. I don't know how many. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, I don't know how many are like this, but I'm hoping there's a handful more. I've heard of people even going as far as cutting the pages out and then mounting them as well. Look how amazing that is. How could you not buy this for $2, guys? Who is the person who just says, no, I'm not going to leave it. I'm not going to get it. And this was on the 3rd day of the estate sale. They've been at it 3 days, and this was still there. Nobody wanted to go through the bin. And this is crispy, too. It's sharp. So, guys, what do you say? See what's inside the envelope? I have a feeling that maybe it might be an image that fell off, but it could be anything. It really could. Mindy says, open the envelope. Okay, Mindy. Okay. I don't know what this is. It looks like a gold relief. It says The Stampede. I don't know if this was originally inside of the book. It doesn't look reminiscent of other stuff. It says, courtesy Amon Carter Museum, Fort Worth, Texas. There's actually 2 here. Oh, that's awesome. It says, this one says The Scalp. Anyone know anything about these? They look like reliefs. Okay. Are they numbered? They're neither numbered and also not lithos, as far as my understanding of what a litho is. So, Amon Carter Museum. Let me look this up really quick. If we have something spectacular, then I want to be the first to let you know. The Stampede Carter Museum. Sorry, that is so ungodly loud. I'm looking for a match. It looks like it might be a print from a different book that came out. Somebody may have pulled the print from it. Okay, I'm still researching. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to be able to give you accurate information. I think it might be something that could be good to know. I can't find it now. There's more inside the envelope. So let's see what else we got in here. Oh, it might actually, I can actually see a little bit of it. It might be a little bit of a clue. America's Beloved Illustrators. It looks like it might be a card. There are many distinguished names within the world of American art. Most noted are the great illustrators. Since the late 1800s, they have created a name for themselves as storytellers of America. It goes on a little bit further. Oh, here we go. It says, America's Beloved Illustrators captures the best of the world through the stories of the lives and works of 10 of the greatest American illustrators. The exclusive handcrafted leather edition. This is regarding this book. It says its full cover illustrated is decoratively framed and impressed into the leather. It is highlighted in 24-karat gold stamped title on the backbone. The extraordinary limited edition volume will be treasured by collectors for years to come. So this is reference material for the book. I still don't know if these were intended to be part of the original book or not. That is lithograph. Are they embossed feeling paper? I don't know if that's what a lithograph is. As far as I know, I don't think it is. Oh, and you know what, guys? I'm an idiot. I forgot to do this too. Let me get to our last slide. Guys, I have to reference our sponsor for today's show. It is Honey. If you haven't heard of Honey yet, it is a free, I don't want your money. They don't want your money. Okay, completely free browser extension you get to install onto Chrome, and with it you get discounts on everything. Well, I got $20 extra. Instead of getting like 20 bucks in eBay bucks, I got 20 bucks from eBay, and I got $20 from Honey as well, just for having it on my browser. Whenever I order pizza, whenever I do online shopping, it automatically shows me the coupon codes at checkout. It just says, it's like, hey, do you want me to try and run coupon codes through? It runs them through for you, and then you save money, and it costs nothing. They never charge you for anything ever. Pam put the link up. You can install it onto your Chrome. You can install it onto Firefox. It's completely free. Use that link. Helps me out. Helps the show out. Also, if you aren't using Pirate Ship yet, bit.ly/cheap ship will get you your cheapest shipping for Cubic. It doesn't cost anything to use it. Your priority and your priority shipments may still be cheaper with eBay, but if you're using Cubic, it'll save you money. If you don't know what it is, feel free to ask, and we'll send you over a link to help that out. Pat Sands says, honey, I shrunk the kids. Lithographs go for good money. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, no, this thing's fantastic. I'm going to flip through this tonight. I'm going to have a blast with it. Also, if you haven't heard yet, you guys can sign up to be a Patreon. I hate it when people say, thank you to my Patreons, and they say Patreons is a plural instead of using the word patron. I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, but I find it weird. You get fantastic perks. Not only do you get custom thank you cards made by yours truly, that'll have your name and your store and all that information on there. You get 500 of those. You help keep us on the air. You help support video projects and news and other stuff like that, so definitely check that out. Help us out today. Let's take a look at some more items. Like I said, guys, I got to be easy with the wrist. I got a ton of them to show you still. And you know what? The three of you who left, you better be off installing the Chrome browser right now and coming back to the show right away. So let's see what else we got. I didn't even have time to empty out my backpack. I was just in a mad rush. I just wanted to get everything done. And I want to mention something too. So when I go to the swap meet and I'm walking around, I literally throw everything on my shoulder and I carry it with me till I get to the car. And sometimes my walk is upwards of a half mile to get from the furthest corner of the swap meet back to the car. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's just how it is. And also, guys, in case I hadn't mentioned, if you're a patron, you can buy any item on the show for what I paid for it, as long as you promise to keep it. If you flip it out, I won't sell it to you at cost. Okay, I'll give it to you for a good price if you're going to flip it. But if you buy it as a person who just wants it, you get, if I paid $1 for it, I don't care if it's a $50 item. You get it for $1 if you're a patron of the show. Okay. I did a little research. I will be able to check out that link a little bit later. Thank you for putting that up, Hillbilly Picker. If you want to give me a TLDR, I am all for that as well. It says, I found the copper pressed images worth about 35 to 75 as decor collectible. Mindy Coin, make sure he sees this. Thank you. I do see that, and I will log that. If you want to send me a link later to the listings as well, always appreciated. But yeah, so patrons get items at cost. Last week we sold the books. Oh God, what were they? The Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe. I think that's what it was, the 7-book set. And then we also have, Pat, I still have the whistle here for you. Unfortunately, your assistant did not complete the transaction. So if you're still interested in it, I have it here on my desk. Otherwise, it will be listed this week. So if you do become a patron this week, you will also get it at cost. So you might as well, because it'll pay for itself right there because of the cost of the whistle. So this is a really great piece. This is a Victorian dollhouse book. I went ahead and knotted off the ends. Please don't be difficult while I am live. Thank you. Have you guys ever seen this? It's a pop-up book. It's really, really impressive. Tell me that isn't the coolest thing you've seen today. I'm backing way up. Isn't that nifty? Yeah. So yeah, this is a pop-up book. I paid $2 for it. That's how much he wanted. I'm like, oh, sure. It's anywhere between $15 to $20 for this one. And the whole thing seats back. And on top of that, there's a little packet that has character figures and additional props in there too. $2 for this. Like I said, $15 to $20 on the back end, and that's via Amazon. I will go Amazon just because of the shipping cost associated with it. Sell it as used in fair condition, and I think somebody will be happy to have this. I think somebody will really enjoy getting this, especially if they get a great price on it as well. And always keep your eyes open for pop-up books. I have seen pop-up books sell for over $1,000 before in the past. Okay, there's a lot of money in them. The more ornate and more unique they are, just be willing to throw money at it. Like if you see one and you just don't know what you're looking at, and you don't know if it's worth anything, if it is hyper intricate and you're like, wow, this is beautiful, and the person hits you with a $20 price tag, don't shrug it. Pay them. Okay, you will not lose money at that pricing. You can only make money at that pricing. Let's see what else we got in the bag. Oh, guys, this is something that somebody is going to need, and I bought it specifically for this reason. I got a scale, a Saga scale. This does the appropriate range for USPS. This is the same one that I have 2 of already, 0.1 ounce all the way up to 66 pounds. And now USPS caps out at 70. If you need this scale, let me know. If you're not a patron, I'll sell it to you for, I don't know, 15 bucks, okay? If you are a patron, okay, you can buy it for what I paid, $3 plus exact shipping. I'll be happy to send it out to you if you need a scale. And then also, I may be keeping this part, I'm not going to lie. I found a power supply with it, and then I also found the matching USB so I can plug it into a computer. Now, I don't need this USB to plug it into a computer. If you need it, let me know. I'll include it, but I might keep this for myself because I've never had a wall-charged one, and I hate when the batteries die on them, even though it's like once every 2 or 3 years. But great little piece, great little pickup. $3 buy, and I'm sure it works fine, too. And it feels crisp. It feels like somebody bought it and then just simply returned it. So if you need one, let me know. And then I want to make sure I get everything. And I truly can't stress how much stuff I have. Pressed copper or pressed ink lithograph. You're really adamant that it's a lithograph. You're really killing me on this one. If it's a lithograph and I'm wrong, I'll totally own it. But I don't think that's what a lithograph is. Because I think a lithograph is pressed and then like the color is applied to the pressing and then the whole thing is pressed in. So I don't know if it's done, a lithograph can be done with gold relief like that. I think that's a separate thing. I need a new scale. Mine has been on the fritz. Tim, send me a message. It is all yours at cost. So we got Tim on the market for that one. So if he falls through, somebody else is welcome to it. But otherwise, Tim, I think it'll be 3 plus ship, which might be another 6. So you'd be into it for $8. Thank you as always for your support. We got these Zarbee's Elderberry Naturals. I walked up to the booth and the guy had an absolute ton of these. I think they peeled off the Amazon labels from them. These are 42 count gummies, immune support for vitamin C, zinc with real elderberry. These are about $12 to $15 a bottle, depending on how you bundle and package them. Okay, I got a lot. And here's the thing. Okay, when you buy one thing of elderberries, you're like, oh yeah, that's not too bad. It's not that heavy. I don't need to worry about it that much. Okay, and you're like, oh yeah, I don't need a bag. Just go and load them into my backpack. It's not a big deal. I can carry them on out of here. And 1 or 2 don't weigh that merry. They don't weigh that much. Okay, but once you start loading up your bag all the way, holy cow, do they get really heavy really fast. So my backpack ended up weighing about 20 pounds. So the guy had them, and he wanted $3 a piece for him. And I said, hey, I'm like, let's make a deal. Okay, how about you sell them all to me? Okay, I'll take them off your hands. I'm like, I'll give you $1 a unit. And he came over and hemmed and hawed. And then he was giving me the waiver. He was unsure. And I'm like, hey, it's on you. I don't have to have it. He's like, okay, I'll do $1 a piece on them. Absolutely awesome. I'll go ahead and do that. So I took them all for a buck each. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. What am I doing? So this isn't even all of them, okay? I didn't even want to bring the other ones up the stairs because there was no point in doing it. I bought 26 units on these, okay? So if you're interested in some of this stuff, let me know. I'll ship it out to you. Maybe you're somebody who could benefit from this elderberry. I have no clue. It looks great on camera. That is a good... Maybe I should wear purple. That would be a good color on camera. Yes, your screen... I can't even read what that says. Let me get these out of the way, guys. Okay. Come on, guys. That was a quality gaff. I'll stop doing gaffs if I don't get any credit for them. Okay, what do we got going on here? Yes, you're correct, unless done via silk screen. Envelope inside the book, 2 Frederick Remington gold foil stamped prints. Yes, I think that sounds a little bit closer. Gold foil stamped prints. Yeah, okay. But yeah, definitely send me the link. And the thing is, like, I'm not fully aware of lithos. Art is another thing that I definitely want to get further into. I think we could all benefit from it, so maybe we'll do a little special talking about art. This Wednesday's video, it's going to be me talking about the swap meet and what how I negotiate, how I work, and we're going to be showing that virtual reality experience where I show how I source. I didn't get the best footage for it, but I'm going to try and put it together. And then following Wednesday, we're going to be doing one regarding actual pricing, like how to price your items correctly. And then the following week, maybe we'll do an art one. Oh, I also have to do a video specifically for new sellers that outlines how to use the eBay app. So we're going to be talking about that too. So that, I don't know. I got to figure out the order. I got so much stuff I'm backed up on, guys. So they are in Amazon, $15 for the foil set. Guys, we're still on that. If you guys want some elderberries, let me know. Okay. So I did happen to go to a different Goodwill midweek. I just happened to be out doing some grocery shopping. And I said, you know what? Hey, let's just go ahead and pop on over to the Goodwill. I love it when I find board games. Okay. I happened to find two. I found Pentago, and I found this one. I actually opened this one as a child. Balderdash, the first one. Okay. I bought each one of these. I think they were $3 or $4 a pop. $4 each. Okay. This one, Pentago, is $75 on Amazon for a sealed one. And Balderdash is $80 on Amazon for a brand new one. Exceptionally good finds. And it's the first time that I've had great finds like that over at this Goodwill location since I've moved to this town. So like I said, things are really looking up for the thrifting scene for me. I changed the time that I went to the store. So if you've been having some really poor store experiences, consider changing the times that you're actually going. Maybe you'll get better results. But that's how that went for me. And then I also got this. I posted this on my business page, facebook.com/Game Store Fresno, my old video game page. It's this Game Boy Game Link cable. And with the original box and everything, this is about a $30 plus cable. Fantastic find. Meredith says, I would love to find those unicorns. I don't know which unicorns you're referring to. But yeah, great little piece here for this little pickup. Keep your eyes open. You never know. Scan everything, guys. Scan and look up everything. I knew this one just because of my history. Yeah. Do I expect to make a fortune on this next one? No, not at all. Will I make profit over time? I definitely will. These are Dogfish Head Craft Brewed Ales coasters. And you can actually see clean through them, which is kind of cool. They got this little fish cut out on them, which makes them a little bit more unique. There's some people selling these for like $7 a piece, and I'm sure they're slapping a stamp on them and sending them out the door. There's a couple of fools who sold full stacks like this for about $25 to $30. And some of you guys are running a little bit behind right now. I'm seeing the comments rolling. I'm actually going to refresh on my end just to make sure, because I think you guys are running backlog. So if you haven't, refresh your browser right now. That way you can be on track with where we're at in the discussion. If you're on a mobile device, you can just hit back and then go forward. If you're on your PC, click that right click and click refresh, and that'll get you back up to speed with the rest of us. But yeah, I've never had Dogfish Head. I'm not even familiar with it, but people buy these, and I think a stack. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break these down into sets of 10. I'm probably going to ask $15, maybe $20 on a stack of 10. But I have two full sets here. I think there's, I don't know, 60 total, maybe 80 total. I have no clue how many come in these stacks. I paid $1 a stack. I'm not gonna really sit here and argue over pennies, or splitting grams on a bar of gold, so to speak. Keep your eyes open for beer coasters. People do buy them. That same thrift store, because after we ended up going to Woolworths, we ended up going to two more stores after that. So this one store that we had we got kicked out the swap meet because of the storm. We ended up going to a store that wasn't good. Built rapport at that store. Went to another store. Built rapport at that store. Went to another store. Had a great time at that store. Explored the area. Found 2 to 3 more stores after that. That is amazing, the series of events that took place. Like I said, it really built up my trust and belief that I can make this town work. While I was there, I picked these up as well. I've had these before in the past. These are War Age of Imperialism figures. These are by Eagle Games Miniatures. And then here's another one. This is Horses by Eagle Games Miniatures. I paid $2.50 a piece for these. They gave me the green tag price on them. I'm going to argue they're probably going to be about $20 a pop on Amazon. I haven't scanned them, but that's probably where they're going to end up going. Good sets to have. Miniature figures always do well, especially if they're sealed, especially if they're old, and especially if they're unique sets. Those are all things that you're going to want to be looking for when you're working with miniature figures. Let me take a look at these comments. No more sourcing for a minimum of 2 months. No! Always keep buying. Sleep with your inventory if you have to. Make space around the bed. Because I'll tell you, when the storms start, especially in the winter, you're going to be wishing you had extra inventory. I'm backed up over 150 items right now. I'm still buying every single week. Buying. I'm trying to play catch up. But this production, my God, guys, if you only knew how much went into keeping this channel on board. And all the super chats truly do help out. Let's see. David P. coming in late. What happened to Prairie Grit? We still got Prairie Grit. Yeah. I'm on I'm cycling through other advertisers right now, just giving FaceTime to other brands as well. But I am still an affiliate brand manager with Prairie Grit, and I still think that they have a lot of potential, potential moving forward within the e-commerce space, especially with some of the shakeups that are happening with other brands right now. But great question, though. Mindy Coy says, yeah, after cleaning, found a huge amount of stock. And Mindy, I know for a fact you have a ton of stock that you have to list. And I know you'll get through it in time, but there's a ton of stuff. But if you see a good buy on some Tuppy, I know you're going to pick it up. Pat Sen says, I sold an item on Prairie Grit yesterday. Fantastic. I need to get the rest of my inventory imported across, because I listed something like 200 items on eBay since the last time I did my import, and I keep forgetting to import everything because it's just extra money when I bring it across and it sells there, opposed to selling on eBay because there's no final value fees. So if you don't know what Prairie Grit is, prairiegrit.com/free month. It's another selling site. It's like an eBay essentially, but you just don't pay final value fees, and you pay like a flat rate up front for X amount of listings, opposed to paying for each and every listing like you do with other sites. So, yeah, let's see what else we got. Who remembers this? And I'm going to preface this by saying the packaging is a little bit rough. Everything you buy low and sell high is a unicorn. They don't come along that often. They do come along that often, but let me ask you, okay? In the last 15 minutes, we've looked at board games, miniatures, books, coasters, electronics, 2 different types, and magazines. Are you buying that diverse? Are you buying Cherry from Pee-wee's Playhouse with the original packaging? Okay. Now, I've had a Cherry before. Cherry was one of my earliest items that I'd ever shown on the show. Now, this packaging is destroyed. I'm not going to deny that. The stain on the top is horrendous. I am not going to deny that. Okay. It's rough. It is very, very rough. But, okay, I paid $10 for this. And the last Cherry I had, I sold for over $60. I know the feet alone are worth $10. Even with a little bit of yellowing, I get it. All 4 feet are there. The eyes still move. Look how creepy that is. Hold on. Yeah, so it's a little bit creepy, but people are going to pay for this. I expect to get $50 to $80 for this. I may try and clean it up. I may leave it as it be, but it seems like somebody might have tried before me. I don't know. I have no clue. Chris the Goose says, Pee-wee chair, 100%. Pat says, I have close to 700 items on Prairie Grit. Yep. You got to make sure you bring your numbers across. I still haven't brought everything across. I think I have another 200 to bring across right now. Hard to say. 200 pieces of Pyrex. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm not all about that Pyrex. Let's see what else we got. Lord of the Rings. This guy, oh my gosh, when I bought this, he looked at me. He's like, yeah, we're asking $3 on it. And, it's because to be honest with you though, not all the pieces are there. And I'm like, really? He's like, oh yeah, like there's no figures in there at all. And I looked at the manifesto of included components and nowhere was there figures listed on it. It was only cards that were listed. And it's not even that many. I think it's like 150 or 200 color-coded cards. It'd be very easy to sort through and figure it out. I popped it open. The box was still nice and tight. The cards looked crisp. Didn't look like it had been fiddled with too much. He's like, yeah, but, because it's missing some stuff, I'll let you have it for like $1. Okay, sure. I'll take it for $1. Got no problems with that. So I paid the man $1 for this. I think I'll get $25, give or take. This will go with the other board games that I'm shipping out via Amazon as well. So the Junkatique place, that's what everything is inside of this bag. And Meredith, if you thought you saw some diversity in inventory before, you're probably going to have your mind blown a little bit now with the range of stuff that I buy. We got some really odd like CDs here. This is Charles Billings Day. Between then and now, I don't know. This guy's smile. Like, can we be honest? Can we just like pause for a moment and just say like, this is mildly sadistic? Like, if I had a daughter and this guy showed up at my house and he's like, I'm here to take your daughter out for a nice dinner, I would say, no, you're not here to take my daughter out for a nice dinner. You look like you're going to be on Dateline for something you shouldn't be doing. So, and if you thought that picture wasn't creepy enough, look at this one here on the back. And I'm not here just trying to roast this guy, but that's a little hot. I'm trying to, let's see if I can. Oh my God. That look. Oh man. So I scanned this in. It's like a $15 CD. And then lo and behold, I was going through the rest of the rack. I actually found a second one on an opposite rack. And I was just going through and I was like, what I do when I'm looking up CDs, especially when I encounter a rack that has like 2,000 CDs and I am not prepared to stand there and go through and scan everything because I don't find joy in scanning. And I get it. I probably left $500 or $600 behind on the shelf. And some of you guys are probably banging your head thinking, why wouldn't you scan all those things? It's the same reason I don't do RA. I know I could go, like people message me like, hey, go to Walgreens right now and you can buy 50 of these. They're in stock at your location. You can make $7 a piece. You'll make a quick $350. I'm like, nah. I'm like, what? I'm like, nah, I just don't care. I don't want to do it. I'm like, why don't you want to do it? I just don't care. I don't like making money that way. I enjoy going to swap meets and thrift stores and talking with people and having fun and going on the treasure hunt and doing things that way. So the same thing rings true of checking copious amounts of CDs. I'll run my hand across the top. I'll feel for the plastic. Wherever I find the plastic, I'll flick them out and I'll get them all set up for myself. I'll get them all ready and pull them through and then I'll start scanning. So when I found one initially, and I was running through on the opposite shelf, pulled it out, noticed it was identical, just put it with the other one. After fees and everything, it's about $8 take home. Paid 25 cents a piece for these. Can't complain on that pickup. And I really do mean it, guys. You know, do what makes you happy. Hey, let that one through. That's Sean. Come on now. Let me see if I can push that through. Here, Sean. I'm going to make you a moderator. Go ahead and post that comment again. So that was a great item right there. And then while I was at that thrift store too, pick this one up. Check this out. Some really nice snow goggles. These are, I think they're slightly older style. You can kind of tell by this 80s graphic sticker here on the front, but they were never used. They have the original tag on them. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, how much you want for those snow goggles? And this is a guy that I'd building a rapport with. His name is Bill. Okay. Very classic Americana name. Bill. Okay. And I say, hey, how much are these? Because they were the few items I couldn't find with the tag. He said, how about you give me $10? I'm like, how about I don't? He's like, oh, what were you looking to pay? I'm like, not that much, to be honest. He's like, you do 5? I'm like, I don't think I'd do 5. He's like, but you do 3? I'm like, I'll do 3. And notice, when I was negotiating, I never said a price. And when you watch me take somebody from 20 down to 3, I never said, I don't believe I ever set a price during that negotiation. So same thing happened right there. I think I'm going to score on these. Honestly, I think there's somebody out there who's going to pay the big bucks on these. I think I'll get 60 to 80 bucks for them. And I know that seems a little far-fetched, but if you want this style and you want them new, I'm not even going to put these on top of everything else because these aren't scratched to hell either. These are in great shape. Okay. Look at that. Great shape for the AIDS. Let me get a little more light on them if I can. Yeah. Great shape. But yeah, 60 to 80 bucks expected return on those. I'm going to put them on top of a bunny I have to the side. We got an empty bin. I can start piling stuff in there. Oh, and I bought this. This is a massive ice pack. If you can get an ice pack for yourself for cheap, just go ahead and get it. I mean, it's nice when you can get, like, this is one of those things that you're like, yeah, I definitely don't want to buy this with my own money. Oh, man. We've got some empty cells. You know what? I can just cut those out. But yeah, if you can get an ice pack for cheap, it's one of those things. I don't want to pay 15 bucks or 10 bucks to get this at the store, but I'll pay 75 cents to get it from a thrift store. And those are the types of things you should be finding at thrift stores, things that you actually want to keep. Key Webco, 59, I was guessing. That'd be crazy. I got this too. Guys, there is good money in old thermostats and doorbells. This is an old Honeywell one. It's got this brassish gold tone. It's metal construction. People love these things, okay? In good shape, has the back. Yeah, the dial feels fine too. I can hear it clicking. So that means it's working inside of there. Most likely working inside of there. I expect to get $60 for this. People love stuff like this. Mindy's nail on the head, replacing their old ones, and then also to kind of fit the look and style of like a decor room, like set decoration and props and stuff like that. A lot of these are going to that. Sony will most likely be the buyer on an item like this if they're needing this for set decoration. Great, great piece, great condition. Happy to find it. First time I think I've ever bought a classic thermostat. And then we've talked about this before. I've marked this as a red flag type item. Be mindful when you buy these items, guys. We're talking about refrigerator filters. Make sure you're only dealing in OEM. If you are going to deal in them, make sure you're mindful. Make sure you have the clearance to be able to sell this, whether it's on eBay or Amazon. Don't follow my lead. Cover your bases. Cover your butt on stuff like those. If those are POC glasses, $100, that'd be great. That'd be great. Anything over $60 I'd be pleased with. Who are the 3 people leaving me thumbs down? Why you guys got to do that? Am I just too cool for you? Okay, come on. Let's balance this out. Smack that like button, guys. So yeah, absolutely cool filter. If you come across them, I think this is a $25, maybe $30 filter. The OEM ones are a little bit tricky to come by. So great little pickup. Wasn't expecting to find that at a thrift store. They usually just get fired straight out to eBay. Let's see what else. Oh, you know what? I forgot to open up the package that Tim sent me. I haven't opened it yet. Again, shipping label on this side, so it's a nice little sealed piece. He told me that I can open it on air, which means I'm gonna open it on air. I got a sneaking suspicion that I think I know what's in here. A little bit of some words in here from him regarding the contents of this. Tim, I hope you're still with me right now, and if you're not, I'll send you this excerpt later. I want to make sure there's no sensitive information in here as well. Let me just peruse this letter real quick. It's going to be a little bit long-winded, so I don't want to read that here, but again, thank you. I will read it privately. Let's see what we got inside of here. And kudos to you. Cool pack job. I'm actually going to measure this box because I noticed that you put it inside of a padded, and this is bigger than the box that I currently put inside of a padded right now. So I actually do plan to gain some advice from that. Oh boy. You know, I think today is one of those days that I really could benefit from what's inside of here. I'm suffering from a slightly shattered heart right now. So this might be beneficial to the soul. Look at this. I sent some delicious sweets. What do we got here? We got Elmer's Gold Brick Egg. I've never had one of these before. I look forward to trying these. And then we also have, I've always wanted to try one of these. Like, since I learned about it, I wanted to try one of these. We got some Heavenly Hash eggs, plural. They don't sell these here. You know that? They don't sell them here in California, at least not that I've ever seen before. Oh, we got varieties. They got a little smushy, I think, or a little warm. So I saw the first line in there. I will take your suggestion and throw them in the fridge. Dark chocolate ones. I love dark chocolate. And I love the fact that I get to sit here and say that it's theoretically healthier for you because it is dark chocolate. Apparently, Heavenly Hash is rich dark chocolate, fluffy marshmallow, and a roasted almond in that one. And then, yeah, it's a roasted almond on the interior. So it's kind of like a reversed Almond Joy, I suppose. Yes, Matthew Ethan, it is Heavenly Hash. And there's quite a bit here. I could genuinely share this around, too. I don't want to be the only one keeping it. We got some strawberry ones, too. Oh, there's more goodies at the bottom. Oh, I love pecans. We got some Elmer's pecan egg. That looks delicious. And thank you so much for sending this in, too, buddy. I'm gonna have to send you something back. Okay, what was it that earlier? There was something earlier that you saw or want. The scale? Consider it on the house, my friend. I will be shipping that out to you at no cost. Thank you so much for this. And there's more of them in here. We got some dark chocolate golden eggs too. But yeah, Thank you so much. If you want to send something into the show too, let us know. We'll get you some information so that way you can send stuff in too. We'll open it on air if you request. I've had some people request that I don't open it on air. Also too, I spilled something mildly important right now. But also, thank you. There's somebody sent in a $30 private donation, give or take $30-ish directly to my PayPal last week. Thank you for that. I sent a response email to you, but I don't think I got an answer back. So I didn't want to mention you on air because I didn't hear back from you. But you know who you are. Thank you so much for that donation last week as well. And let's see. Let's collect on the comments. But yeah, thank you, Tim. I will send you that scale. I'll put it in the mail Monday morning, no cost. Send it out to you. Thank you as always for your support, your patronage, and your extended contribution tonight. Let's take a look at some of these comments that we have coming in. Anyone have an opinion as to whether picking up a lot of 1,000 vinyl records from all genres is decent condition for $75 from a local source is worth the time/work to resell? It's a little bit tricky to answer that question. I was talking with somebody about records earlier. Pat Sands says he'll take 1,000 records for $75, but to be honest with you, I don't think I would. When it comes to stuff like that, there's two things that you have to ask yourself, okay? One, why does he have this many records? And two, why is he selling this many records? Okay? Because if you're working with a reseller and they're looking to off 1,000 records, I don't want to touch the damn things. Okay. But if you're working with somebody who's offing their private collection, they say, I don't even want to deal with it, then you might want to go after it. You're definitely going to want to ask more questions along the way to make a buying decision. Say, reach out to them and say, hey, are you a collector? Are you a reseller? Were you working with a store? Feel them out and then say, hey, could you send me over just, I don't know, like a picture of like 20 of them? Can you send me over 20? Just pick them random and send them over to me and do your own spot check. If you go through 20 of them and you can't find one that you can make $10 on, odds are the rest of them are going to be kind of crummy as well. Even the lot that I picked up just a couple of weeks ago really wasn't worth the trouble to deal with. There just wasn't enough meat on the bone. I mean, a couple of them, one was worth 50, one was worth 200. It was still a lot of processing work to be able to turn a profit on it. So ask yourself, will I be able to make minimum wage going through 1,000 CDs? Or in my instance personally, and yours might be a little bit different too, what is your time worth per hour? I like to make $50 an hour when I'm working as a reseller. And I know that seems egregious. That's where I set my time at. That's where I value my time at. When I do graphics, when I do consultation, when I do feedback removal, stuff to that effect, I charge $50 to $100 an hour as well. I consider my time exceptionally valuable. So if you want to make $20 an hour, ask yourself, how long is it going to take me to process all these records? How long is it going to take me to actually get them sold? Can I make the amount of money that I want to make? Because if not, you're buying yourself work. And there's no reason to buy work when you can buy profits instead. For me, $75 goes so far. You've seen the stuff that I've bought tonight. Just I've spent a couple of bucks on a couple of things and I'm making massive returns. I don't need to sit there and go through 1,000 records. There's just funner things for me to do. Great comments coming in from everyone else. First question, yep, Mindy hit it nail on the head. How the heck did you get 1,000 records? Thanks. He sent a pic of all of them boxed in the back of a van. I would still get more information than that. People are very picky about how their records get shipped. Exactly. The shipping cost on materials can be a lot of trouble as well. You're worth more than $50. I think you're on the low end of a target. I try not to sound like an absolute knob while I'm here on air. I want to say $100 an hour, but some people are going to look at that and they're going to think that I'm the most conceited, most ridiculous person they've ever met in their life, because some people value themselves at $10 an hour, even as professional resellers, which I think we all need to value ourselves just a little bit more. We all need to find that inner strength and that ability to accomplish and succeed at whatever we're looking to do. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later before I wrap up this evening. I know my neighbor's platform, $75 for 1,000 records. I could sell him those and make money. And that's the other thing too. If you have another bulk buyer, there's no harm in just playing the middleman and just passing them from one spot to the other and saying, I've got a record guy who will give me $150 for every 1,000 random records I bring him, and just give him the 75, immediately bring them over and then off them. Or maybe doing the spot check in between, or maybe short selling them in between. If he's listing it on a very small marketplace and he's asking $75 and he's got it listed in the newspaper, and you advertise it on Craigslist or you advertise it on Facebook for $150 and you get interest immediate, you go connect the dots, boom, and then hopefully everything lines up. I'm going to be doing a very in-depth video about generating money from nothing, and that's one of the ways that you can do it. You don't have to have real capital when you connect the dots between people. You can generate revenue and commissions in between just by going that direction. As always, guys, don't forget to leave your comments and questions in the comments section. I totally butchered that, but I'm thinking about eggs right now. Heavenly hash eggs. I'm very excited. Part of me wants to button up the show just so I can eat one right now. But I told myself, I'm like, I'm not going to eat on air. Except for that late show that I did a month ago. But not going to eat on air right now. Let's see what else we got, guys. I'm going to have to take a short trip to a bin to my side. Oh, here's the dollhouse characters. It's a small little pack of them. If you're interested in that dollhouse, let me know. Super cute characters. I know I'm going to lose that almost immediately as soon as the show ends. I think we're going to stay on air for another hour so I can get through the rest of these items. We got another cute Build-A-Bear. It's a pink dog. Never seen this one before. I paid less than $1 for it. Not going to go into detail on it. This thing's abso-flippin'-lutely adorable. This was all part of a buy. I paid $7 for everything, so I'm just going to showcase all the plush right now. Sorry, it's a little dusty. But I don't know anything about this one. It does have both ears. This one's folded down. Don't know anything about this one, but I didn't feel like I could lose money at that price. This is another Build-A-Bear that actually has a knitted scarf-y like top with it, a crocheted top. I don't know. But I paid $1 for this one as well as part of the bulk buy. Build-A-Bears for $1, I don't think you can ever lose money on, even if you just yard sale them out. I think this is a Pet's Life Zoom Zoom from Disney. I don't know how much this is worth either. Again, it was a good bulk buy. You'll see why. There was one piece that really stood out to me. Or actually two pieces that kind of made it worth the effort. These are all items that I picked up with Jan and Susan 2 weeks ago in Fresno that I never, ever got to. We just ran out of time last week. I ran out of energy. Is really what it was last week. This is a Serta, little race car counting sheep. Has a little tag here on the front. I think these are $10-15. Sometimes they run a little bit higher than that. Another Build-A-Bear. This one has a little necklace. I can't... this is Madagascar. Penguin's Life. A Life of a Penguin. It's a Build-A-Bear. That's all I know. And then the bulk, the main reason I bought all these plush... Some of you guys are going to be weirded out by this. Some of you aren't. This is a puppet. Let me preface that by saying it's a puppet before it looks like the most horrifying thing that you've ever seen on my channel before. It is a panda puppet. Okay? And it's got the... Is that horrifying? Yes, it is. So what I found really interesting about this one is I did no research on it. Okay? But from feeling the exterior, it's real fur. Now, obviously, it's not going to be panda fur. And if it is... Holy cow, I have panda fur in front of me. But the odds are it feels like it could be rabbit. It could be mink, possibly. I don't know. The inside is lined with what I believe may be silk. It's very, very smooth to the touch. It doesn't feel so smooth as if though it's like a polyester. And it has almost like an oriental style print on the interior. The claws or the paws have a plastic-ish, rubberish thing on the inside. Somebody's saying satin lining. It's really smooth. I don't know. It doesn't feel super cool to the touch, like satin. You know, satin's very cold even at room temperature when you touch it. It almost feels closer to, the room temperature. So I'm having a real hard time determining the material, interior and exterior. But I didn't do any research on this. I'm going to assume I can get a crisp $20 bill, but this could be as high as $50 to $100. It's going to require additional research. I'm going to get it off screen, though, because it's a little bit odd. Polka Dot Build-A-Bear, a Minnie Mouse one. I don't think it's Minnie Mouse. And I know you guys are quick to the search with me. I wouldn't peg that as Minnie Mouse. I'm not seeing Minnie Mouse there. But it's white with polka dots. There's no other discerning markings other than the Build-A-Bear tag. Has a tail. Has a little stain. It's going to need to be washed up as well. Look at her feet. Oh. You're too good, Mindy. You are too good. Way to go, Mindy. Oh, you got to one-up me, huh? I'm impressed. Well done. Next up, we got a Dance Dance Revolution mat with the original box. What I really enjoyed about this item is that it had the game inside of it, and the game is factory sealed. It's not worth a whole bunch of the game on its own, but I can tell the way that the mat's folded and the fact that the game's new that this has never been used before. It even has the original paperwork in there. The set's going to net anywhere between about $50 to $70 on Amazon, which is where it's going to be going. Again, why I wanted to power through tonight's items, because I haven't been able to send anything to Amazon because I wanted to show them all to you. Mindy's telling me that plush is worth $30, and I hope somebody actually buys it. My Build-A-Bear sales have been very, very slow as of late, so I hope I get that out the door. But great piece. This one's for the Xbox, the original Xbox, but there are other variants available as well. You'll see different colors too. It's generally a pink and a blue. I've never seen this green and red one for the Xbox before. So keep your eyes open for these. If you see one that says High School Musical across the front of it, don't touch it. Don't even take it for free. It's not worth anything. Even if somebody offers you a whole pallet of them, unless you plan on stripping down the metal from the mats, don't touch them. Okay? They've been circulating the Central Valley for months and months, years and years on end. Nobody wants to deal with them. So these ones, though, the Dance Dance Revolution ones, great buy. Pump It Up is also a great buy. Oh, yeah. It's a Barbie Jumbo Jet. This bad boy's worth about $50 to $80, give or take, plus shipping from what I've seen on the inside. I really don't want to shake this on top of the... I don't know. Let me see if I can figure out how to open this. Okay, that's kind of cool. I didn't even know I could open it. So there's chairs on the inside still. It still has a little intercom thing as well. Cool little piece. I'm not going to be talking about how much I paid for it because this is going to be on the video that's going to be coming out on Wednesday. Hopefully, if I get it done. It's got 4 hours of editing behind it, so don't hate me if I don't. But yeah, great piece there. Okay. I also picked up, never seen one of these before, a Starbucks backpack. And I'm sure it's something that exists and it's common to other people, but I've never found one before in my life. I was happy to pick it up. I think I paid $3 or $4 for this. Same time I went to the swap meet. It's in fair condition. I expect to get maybe 30 or 40 bucks for it. Also says Starbucks here on the back. It's in matte. I really do wish it was in the classical Starbucks forest-ish looking green. But yeah, this is a nice one. Got a comment from Jan. As a side note, while Jay was talking to the owner of the plush, a little girl came up and was looking at all of the animals. Jay actually bought her a plush and gave it to her. Smiles. I think I bought her 2, actually. And this is what I was telling Jan. I was telling her, I'm like, it's all about being selfless. Everything in life will come together as long as you're a good person at the end of the day. I truly do believe that. So yeah, I bought her some cute plush. She was a cute little girl. I think I got her 1 or 2 of them. And if I failed to mention, all of those plush that I bought, I got them all together for $7. So I was really, really happy about picking that up. Hillbilly Picker says that Barbie Jet needs batteries. It's worth more if it makes sound. Knowing my luck, it'll take like 6D batteries. It's going to eat up the entire margin that I can make. Batteries I'll never use again for any other project. So, sorry, that fur is flying around the air right now. It's just getting everywhere. Cool backpack. Paid $4, expect to get $40 out of it on the back end. I don't know why I bought this. I buy stupid things sometimes. I really hope somebody wants to buy this. This is a doll in a bottle. I got some information while I was online. It's worth about 10 or 15 bucks, give or take. If you're interested in it, I'll sell it to you for cost. I paid $1 for it, maybe $2. We'll just say $1, and then the shipping will be $3.50 if you want to buy it. Otherwise, this will go to eBay. Not much to learn on it. I have the information saved on my phone somewhere. Whenever you look something up, guys, I can't stress this enough. Once you research something and you know what it is, take a screenshot of what you just researched. Because there is no worse feeling in the world than going back a second time and trying to find something and then it not being there. Okay? So screenshot everything. Speaking of creepy, yes, 100%. Then I've got some flare LED wheels longboard. No, I don't have that. I thought I had that. when I first picked up the item, and then after I looked at the item and I opened it up and I looked at the inside, it's actually am I pronouncing that right? Kryptonic wheels, longboard wheels, vert wheels, because they have that little divot on the front of them. They got ABEX 6 bearings inside of them, so it's a pretty good assembly here on the wheels. I think I paid $1 for these, maybe $2 at most. ABEX 5s, I think they're ABEX 6s. Let me see. Sorry, they got a little... Ew. ABEX 3. Interesting. I thought there were slightly better bearings than that. But either way, the wheels are in really, really good shape. It's going to be interesting selling an oddball set, 2 oranges, 2 yellows. I think I'm going to get $15 or $20 for these. Again, I'm not thrilled about this buy, but I don't like leaving money behind. This is good items that can help diversify your portfolio just a little bit. So keep your eyes open for oddball stuff. And yes, Creepy does sell. I just don't necessarily like Creepy selling in my store, but if it sells, and I'll make the money, you know. Maybe I'll put it on Prairie Grit. Maybe I'll just put all of my Creepy items on Prairie Grit. You know? I don't know. We got this really cool item here. Guys, this is a time machine. It's a manual one. And Jan, no details on this one, please. This is a very, very cool piece. I picked this up while I was at the swap meet too. I'm not going to be talking about pricing on the front end, but on the back end, this is worth anywhere between about $60 to $120. It's going to depend on the functionality of it. I'm going to have to take the whole thing apart, make sure it works and everything, but it's a time machine kinetic clock, and I believe it runs purely on the ball bearings that you put inside of it. I don't think it needs any other batteries or anything like that, and then you just move the ball bearings once a day or once every 2 days or something like that. I have no clue, but I know these things sell really well. People who like their executive desk toys go nuts for stuff like this, but great pickup, and more information will be available on Wednesday regarding this item as well. So deep dive into what this is will be available on Wednesday. So keep your eyes open for that one. You guys thought I was kidding when I said I had a lot of items, huh? I mean, I can't stress enough. One more bin. These items go back 3 weeks, okay? I'll be impressed. I'll be very impressed. Who knows what this is? Okay? I'll be floored if any of you guys get this right. Because there's a handful of you who may have ever handled one of these, okay? But I'll be very, very impressed. And I knew what these were immediately. No takers? Okay. What this is, and Matthew may enjoy this too, this is a Power Glove sensor array. So if you have the Power Glove for the original Nintendo, these are the blocks that it uses for the infrared for the Power Glove to be able to function correctly. These bricks, these little blocks, worth about $30 to $40 for this set. I paid $7 for these. Very, very pleased to get these. So if you ever see them, now you know. And you want to make sure that they're not too beat up. If they got a little bit of discoloring on them, it's fine. If they're dusty, just wipe them down. But great pickup. Something to keep your eyes open for. Easily missed. I think I saw Daniel with one of these before. I don't know. I didn't look it up. I don't know anything about Monty Python. I'm one of those guys. I apologize. I know some people love Monty Python, and then there's other people like me who know nothing. This is Monty Python's Spamalot. It's a cow. I think it's worth $15. I didn't look it up. I'm just going off pure speculation with my experience with Monty Python and with stuffed animals. Maybe as high as $20. Not a darn clue. Don't take anything I'm saying at face value until you research it yourself. But I was happy to pay 50 cents for this plush. Got this absolutely awesome Filtrete. God, sorry guys, there's stuff flying around in here still. This Filtrete under sink water filtration unit is about a $30, $40, maybe even $50 unit. Always pick these up if you can get them for a good price, especially if they're in the shrink wrap, especially as they're OEM. Don't get non-OEM one, guys. Very important. Pat Sand says, most of my oddball stuff that you don't see. Cool. And then thank you again for saying those sweet things. I appreciate that. Like I said, just go do good things. You know, I was preaching this to somebody the other day. It's so frustrating because sometimes people will take some of my advice on board, and then other times they just simply won't, even if they know it's the best advice for them. Sorry, I thought I saw a bug casing. It was a piece of paper. Got to make sure my inventory is safe. But yeah, sometimes people take the advice, sometimes people don't. And it's frustrating, especially when I speak from a point of experience regarding specific things, when people choose not to listen. Because I tell people all the time, I've made mistakes, so you don't have to. Just trust in what I'm saying. It will take you far. Or at least to here. At least to this point. But great pickup on the Filtrete filter. Get them with the shrink. Really nice HDMI cable. I don't remember anything about this. It was 3 weeks ago. I think I bought this as part of a cord lot because I may have actually needed HDMI cables. So I don't remember what this is either. I'm sorry. It was 3 weeks ago. This is a Firewire cable. I believe it might go to something else that I have in here. I got this purely to give away to somebody. Nightmare Before Christmas. It's official. It's Tim Burton keychain. If you're interested in it, let me know. I'll mail it to you. Here's something we can learn from together. This is a gecko gauge pack tool. It says, the gecko gauge is like an extra set of hands for fast, accurate sliding installation. It practically eliminates layout time. Apparently this guy is laying shingles. That's what he's doing right now, laying shingles on the wall. I got 5 of these, believe it or not. These are heavy. These are quality pieces. But I got 5 of these bad boys. It cost me, I want to say $30 for all 5, which is a little rich, but these are $36 a piece on Amazon. So I'm very happy to have them. And I'll be firing these out later this week. Mindy Coy says, sounds like being a mom. Yep. Chris Goose says, siding. Yep. And Matthew says, is that water filter a Vero item? Sometimes. Filtrete, I don't think is on the list. I haven't had issues with Filtrete, but I will definitely try and send it into Amazon first. And if I can get cleared through Amazon to send it in, that's where I'm going to want to send it. Otherwise, I'm going to check the Vero list with eBay and then go ahead and list it there. I am fighting a Vero right now, believe it or not. And I am pushing really, really hard. Those of you who were watching previously, I had listed a Nielsen barcode scanner device. I talked about this about 4 weeks ago, maybe, and I got dinged with a Vero claim, and I have actually filed a counterclaim, and I'm pushing this one all the way through, and I've been keeping the patrons posted regarding what's happening, but if you're curious, come join our back end, come see what's going on. More cables. Live wire cables. This also came with that power supply cable that I got in a while ago. These are about $15 a piece. Whenever you see specialty cables, especially when they're easily searchable because they have their packaging, take a moment and look them up. It doesn't hurt anything. I picked up a Fitbit. I don't know if this bad boy works, but everything that you need, plus extra wristbands. I think there's 2 Fitbits in here. Holy cow. I got 2 Fitbits. I paid $1 for them. I think these are about $24 a piece for this model. Easy pickup. I don't know why I got them so cheap. I think he just thought it was another cord. And there's even one of the transceivers here as well. Very pleased with that pickup. So this is a little bit weird. I have 2 items here. We have the Wiko Command Control, which is one of the first trackballs ever made, ever. I believe it was made for the Atari. And then we also have the Wiko Command Stick. And I've sold both of these before. This one runs for about $30. This one runs anywhere between $30 and $35. Now, depends on the climate. I've seen both of them softer and I've seen both of them heavier. What's real crazy is I know the inventor of this one. He lives in Fresno. Very nice guy. And I can actually, if I want to, I can ask him if he's willing to sign it. And he'll sign the trackball, and then sometimes they can go for more money. I paid more than I wanted to for these. The guy wouldn't come down off of $8 for the pair, so I kind of had to buck up and deal with it, but I wish I could have gotten them for less. Awesome easy sale on the Fitbit, and I've been checking the cases at Goodwill's for Fitbits. Pam, I'll be happy to send you one out if you're interested in one of them. So yeah, cool little things. good margins. Keep your eyes open for these. Make sure that they have good tension. Make sure they're not flipping around. Make sure the ball doesn't feel grainy. You can hear it. It's very smooth, very tactile, okay? So you don't want one that's all banged up and feels like there's dirt on the inside, because it's not going to be worth anything to anyone at that point unless they're willing to service it. Picked up another video game. It's worth about $35. I didn't pay the $15. I paid $7 for it. Negotiated it down. This is cool. A Bose wall ceiling bracket. About $25 to $30. Rank is under $25 on Amazon. Happy to pick this up. I paid $2 for this. Maybe even $1. It was cheap, really cheap. And I built a contact at the swap meet. Another one of those people who goes through into storage auctions. People are getting stuff from storage auctions for filthy cheap out here. The prices are way cheaper than in Fresno. Mindy says, I need one that clamps on the Fitbit because of my pain. I'm sorry to hear that, Mindy. And then, yes, Kirby. Kirby. And we got 4 items left. I don't know why I bought this. I'm kind of about it. It's a QC 16 channel DVR box. I just hate dealing with large items, and this thing's just bulky and nasty. It's barely going to be fitting into cubic, probably cubic 5. I think it's worth $80, give or take. I don't have the power cable with it as well. There was a bunch of other security equipment with it too. If the other equipment wasn't there, I don't think I would have bought this, but I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. Now that I'm looking at it, one of the screws on the side has been removed. I'm going to have to test this bad boy now. It's unfortunate. I didn't pay much for it. I think I only paid $5 for it. And then I also picked this up. This is an XBlue Networks X16. It's part of a phone system. Some of the other phones were there. I looked this up online. People are selling this anywhere between $40 to $60. It doesn't weigh much. It's very hollow on the inside. So this isn't going to be expensive to ship out. Should be a good margin on it. I paid $2 to $3 for this as well. Good little pickup. And I really want to emphasize this, guys. You guys really don't have to buy everything that you see. I know some people will just run around, take their $5 here and $10 there. If you want to, be picky. Be as picky as you want to be. Get quality items for yourself. Okay, don't do more work than you have to if it's not necessary. I got a 4G LTE hotspot. I may actually keep this. I do need a hotspot when I am going to be at eBay Open. I still haven't resolved how I'm going to handle internet on the go because I don't want to use the hotel's internet. I don't trust that as being stable enough for me to be able to stream from. So I will be bringing my own internet with me, and I may need to actually keep this for myself. Otherwise, I'm going to assume this is anywhere between $15 and $30. That's generally what they range for. Pat Sen says that's my problem, is that I buy everything sometimes semi-loads at a time. It's completely out of hand here. Yeah. And if you do buy in that type of quantity, just streamline the process of getting rid of stuff. So having a lot of buyers on hand, or doing bulk wholesale, or having warehouse sales, or running yard sales, or dumping stuff at auction houses, or taking things out to the swap meet. There's a lot of ways to get rid of a lot of inventory. Let's see what else we got. We got a Super Nintendo controller. I picked it up for $3. Gonna get it tested, sell it for $20. That's what the OEM ones are going for right now. And that was the last item of the day. That was some cool stuff. I'm gonna see if I can find my music really quick, because that's really frustrating me. Let me open up the Finder really quick and see if I can locate where my music went. Finder. I think I may have accidentally deleted my intro music. How did that vanish? I don't even know how that's possible. See, this is what happens. I've been having issues with my my computer lately, where I've had just some files just completely vanishing off the computer. Give me 1 second, guys, because I really do want to queue up a little bit of music to be able to chill out on this outro with you. Yeah, it's completely gone. How does that happen? Let me see. Oh, there we go. I got it. I'm an idiot. Let me see if I just moving that back to the if that fixes it. Give me 1 second, guys. If it comes in a little hot, I apologize. And by hot, I mean loud. I think this is it. There we go. So, this has been a fantastic show, guys. Last week, and this is the music that was supposed to be playing at the beginning. So last week, we talked about the importance of doing more for yourself. Like with all the things that I've been saying, talking about over the last few months, I do my best to practice what I preach. I don't like to come on here and say, hey, do this. And then I go and live like an alternate life, and I don't follow through with the things that I talk about. So I said, hey, you guys need to go out. You guys need to do more for yourself. You guys need to invest into yourself, spend money on yourself, and actually start enjoying the fruits of your labor. That's what I said. I said, do more, do more, do more for you. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in this vicious cycle where you're working and working and working, and you're not making any of the progress that you want to make. You're not enjoying what you're doing because you're not getting the benefits of your hard work. What's the point in doing it? Rinse, wash, and repeat day in, day out, and getting nowhere emotionally speaking. So I practiced what I preached, and I went out and I did a little bit more new. I did a little bit more different. Now, obviously, I went to Woolworths, and I had a heck of a time while I was there, and that was something completely different, completely from the norm, and I treated myself. I got myself a real nice burger, and I walked around, saw some cool things. I even looked up that flip clock, that television flip clock that I saw that was so cool, and realized he was comping it off one of the sold ones, but it was $80 plus shipping. Oboe, they were asking $95 in store, which I get. They got their fees, and it was the pink color. It was nice looking. But guys, did you treat yourself this week? Did you do something different? Remember we talked about, I said, just do something nice for yourself. Have some fun. You know what I did? I went out with a new friend. Her name is Claudia, and we went out, and we went to go see The Matrix in theater. The Matrix 1. Red pill, blue pill, that Matrix. And it was a throwback event that they were doing. It wasn't just any normal theater. This was my first time ever going to one of those theaters where they can bring you dinner right where you're seated. And I got a bacon burger, and I got some fries, and I had some pretzel bites, and I had some popcorn. Oh my God, it was amazing. It was an absolutely amazing experience. I even had some Jack and Coke, and I was sitting back. I'm just watching The Matrix on the big screen, just smiling ear to ear. And I knew, like, right then, I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Investing in yourself and enjoying the experience, and really, I don't know, really just living it up. And I can't stress this enough. And I know I always say that, but you have to invest into yourself financially, emotionally, and physically. You got to be there. You got to have that checks and balance. Okay. You can't just, go out and buy yourself things and think that everything's going to be great. Okay. Experiences matter. Taking care of your body matters. Get out, do a little exercise, be a little physical, do a little bit more for yourself. And really remember, it's you as the engine, you as your mind, your body, and spirit, and everything. That's what powers your operation. And just like a car with a gas tank and oil and everything, if you don't stop and maintain those fluids and make sure that everything's running the way it's supposed to run, it's going to break down on you. And when it does break down, you might not be able to afford to fix it. You might have created a debt so large that you just can't get yourself out of it. So you have to stop and invest in yourself. So this week, guys, we talked about, that's what we talked about last week. But this week, okay, I want everyone to try and focus on taking some aspect of their business to the next level, taking it a little bit further. So for me, I plan to start running ads within my town that specifically cater towards the items that I enjoy buying. And there's smart ways to do it, and there's wrong ways to do it. And we'll be talking a little bit about it next week. I'll be talking with you about my success with it, because I know it does work. I've done it in other towns, so I will be talking with you about my success. Hopefully Matthew will be here too to talk to everyone about his success as well. And if you would like to be a part of this program, if you're a patron, reach out to me. I will produce the graphics for your town for the items that I will be working in. And I have a whole list of different items I'm working in. But if you want really nice graphics for, let's say, Tupperware or Pyrex or leather goods or metal goods or whatever category you want to work in, let me know and I will help you make graphics this week. One graphic per patron, unless it's a cookie cutter one, then you can have as many of them as you want. But that's where I'll be going forward this week, is making sure that I take my business a little bit further. And with that, with a little bit of investment now, it's going to allow me to dial off of things a little bit later because I'll be able to have money coming in, a little bit more passive income. And we've talked about it before. As long as your passive income is greater than your burn, you are in turn rich. So that is the goal for all of us. How do we do and make as much money as possible while doing as little work as possible? We talk about that balance between time freedom and financial freedom. I'm sure every single, Gary Vee out there has talked about this before. But you have that balance, time freedom and financial freedom. You can have all of the money in the world. I could be making $1 million a week doing this operation. But if I don't have 1 minute to spend that money, this money is absolutely worthless if you can't spend it. And then the opposite's true too. You could have all of the time in the world, 24/7, 24/8. You're doing some voodoo magic. Okay? And if you have no money to spend during that time, this time doesn't carry much value either, because at some point you got to try and, some people will say, oh, you got to find that equilibrium. You got to find that balance in the middle to where the time and the money are somewhat on par. And I say, no. This is the pedestrian way of thinking. This is the way that society has sculpted our brains and says, oh yeah, you go through college and you get your degree and this is what you get, a good balance between time and financial freedom. And I say, no. I'm like, I prefer the entrepreneurial mindset that says, because I choose how much I'm worth, $50, $100, $150 an hour, whatever you may want, however hard you're willing to work, your work is a direct reflection of your income with this job. As an entrepreneur, I can have the best of both worlds. I can say I want a whole lot of free time and I want a whole lot of extra money. So rather than settling for this, let's start asking ourselves, what can we do to get ourselves to here? Okay. I'm no life coach. I'm no mentor. I'm no professional speaker. Okay. But there are a lot of creative ways that you can boost your revenue, boost your income, especially in the summer. There's so much money out there to be made. So this week, guys, I want to hear your creative ideas for how you're going to be improving your business. What are some of the things that you're going to do to try and make more money and make this year an easier year than last year, but also make it a more profitable one as well? So that's a great one right there. Did you just quote GV? I don't know. Like I said, every single life coach person out there will have some type of a thing like that. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Hayao Miyazaki, or whoever it was. There's a lot of people out there who do that. So that's been everything. And guys, you know how I told you I've been editing this outro? I don't even know if I want to play it. I don't even know if I want to play the outro this week because it's so absurd. And I screened it. I showed it to three other people. And I said, hey, what do you think of this outro? And some people said it was great. Some people said it was hilarious. One person said it was the greatest cringy thing that they have ever seen. And that compliment really stuck with me. And those of you who don't know, some of you have never seen my outro to this show before. Each week, I add more to the outro. We are on rendition 9 right now. Next week will be the last revision of this outro, and a whole new outro is going to be cut, I think. Don't hold me to that, but I won't be revising it anymore. It is absurd. So I hope you appreciate it. Let me just do my little wrap up and then we're going to play it. I just wanted to get that out there. Let me make sure I covered Tiny Bits. eBay Open is sold out. That's all I had for Tiny Bits this week. This has been the Sunday Reseller Roundup for April 14th, 2019. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in this week. This has been a heck of a show. Another huge thank you to every single person who donated during this show. We got Matthew, Tim, Miguel, Sean Herrick, Donna Lockwood. We had a good handful of people donate. Thank you to each and every person. If I forgot your name, I apologize. It's off the top of my head. This has been a fun show. If you have news or comments that you would like to see featured in next week's show, if you have suggestions for training that you would like to see, please leave them down in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to our show yet, please subscribe. And also do us a favor, come visit us over on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Bolorama, where you can get plugged in to all the training, education, and fun that we have throughout the week. And don't forget to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Bolorama, where you too can help support this very unique and fun show. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you don't make that money, someone else will. Have a great night. Well, hello to you. Thank you for coming to my brand new outro. Those of you who don't know, I am not the best at editing, so we have this green screen and we're gonna make the best of it. So away we go. Whoa! Isn't that exciting? Look where we're going. Wow, we've ended up here. So yeah, the whole purpose of this outro is to be able to say thank you to you, the people who help support this program. So thank you to our base level patrons. I truly appreciate it. Whoa, we're going someplace new now. Holy cow, look where we are now. Thank you to our next level of patrons. I really appreciate it. We got one more stop to go. Will anyone be there? Let's go. Here we are. Hey, look at that. Thank you. Again, I appreciate it. Thank you to all of you. Have yourself a wonderful day. See you next week.
Jay's been far, far too nice about Patreon. How about you do the smart thing and sign up? You don't want Mr. Quacker to get angry.